Well, that. Oh, there it goes. I was going to say, I guess it's just not going to play another track, but there it goes. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome in. I'm still writing the show announcement. We'll be ready to go in a minute. evening, everybody. Welcome into the show. Appreciate you guys all being here. What's happening? What's happening? We are getting ready to start the show here in just a couple of minutes. We are receiving satellite telemetry live from Dublin. While we get everything set up and ready to go, we will be back with you and ready to launch with amazing news from the European Content Creator Summit from Dublin, Ireland, live from co-host of Talking Trek, Griffin. We'll be back with you in 2 minutes. Good evening, everybody. Everybody, welcome into the show. Appreciate you all for being here. My name is UltimatDJz. Good evening. Welcome. Oh, there you are. Hello.
I'm sorry, I was getting caught up on my notes.
Oh, yes. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, live from Dublin, Ireland, where it is, in fact, 3 o'clock in the morning. There is our hero, because not all heroes wear capes. Ladies and gentlemen, Griffin is here. Good evening to you, buddy. How are you? Welcome.
Good evening. Time is a construct as far as I'm concerned. It's, 9:54 at night? 8:54 at night? We'll go with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
8:54 at night. Good evening, everybody.
I figured, why try to get to sleep and go to bed when you have to wake up at 6:30 to go to the airport anyway? So here we are. And boy, have I come packed with notes for the last 2 days here in beautiful Dublin, Ireland, DJs.
I'm very curious how your neighbors there in the hotel are going to feel with you doing an actual broadcast at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because, those walls, there's thin walls there, right? There's got to be thin walls.
This hotel is very weird. You open the door and you walk in, and there's a very narrow hallway with no lighting. You've got to put your room key in. When you put your room key in, then the light turns on. Then there's a door to the right. Well, that's the bathroom. Then there's another door after that to the right. Well, that's the little mini living room, which I'm in. And then finally, there's a door at the little end of the hallway, which is the bedroom. And when I say it's the bedroom, they call it the bedroom because there is a room with nothing but a queen-size bed in it around all four sides. That's it. You get like 6 inches to walk through, and then bam, there's your bed. And that's how it is here.
Okay, well, fantastic. Listen, there's not a whole lot that happens in that room anyway. All right, you just got to go in,
No.
you fall over, you go to sleep, you get up. You have to crawl to the foot of the bed because you can't walk out the side, right? So,
I literally jump on. You have to sort of dive onto the bed.
yeah, there you go. Juby.
And here we are. Well,
Yeah.
they all
There you
can't
go.
be the Waldorf Astoria, right?
I guess not. But yeah, as Scalyback pointing out that your suitcases appear to be packed already, which would make sense.
They're ready to go. You don't want to leave that for 6:30 in the morning like UltimatDJz may do. No, Griffin is always ready the night before the flight because who wants that drama and stress in their life? Not me.
Yeah, well, but there's excitement. There's excitement and adrenaline involved with packing an hour before your flight. Just going to throw that out there.
It certainly is. That's how you get bit by venomous bugs.
That is so true. That's how you get baby Gorn in your leg, everybody. All right. So there you go. Listen, everybody, we appreciate you guys all being here tonight. We've got some special reports to do, and we have a couple of things to do. Griffin, if you'll take a look right above your head here, you will see that we do indeed have enough bits to add to a GoWheel. So we're going to be doing that a little bit later this evening, but I want to get through some of your stuff first. And then obviously, Griffin, by the way, did you know that Andalicia reminded me that we still owed the community $2,000? I forgot about that.
Oh, no.
I forgot about that, Matters.
You were supposed to tie a string around your index finger on your left hand to remind you of that.
Shucks. See, that's what that was for. I thought that was for the ultrasound for the Gorn baby in my leg. Okay, so there was that. That's right, Guffa. We're giving away $2,000 tonight. Okay, tonight. We've got that ready.
In cash equivalent prizes.
That's correct. $2,000 in STFC packs that will be available to you guys. And I'll have to go back and see what we did, how we broke this down for the winners. I believe what we were doing, and I have to go back and check. Hold on. I need some help with some simple math, if you guys can. If I have 11 total winners and then 3 of them win big cash prizes, how much is left? That's 8, right? 8 that are left. I'm going to have to do some math on this, Griffin, because I just realized literally I worked on this sheet all day and I'm like, wait, I'm pretty sure I'm only giving away I only drew $1,800 worth of winners. But I'll figure it out.
Well, that sounds like a Tarpitude problem. I'm way too tired to do that kind of
I'll work on it. I'll work on it later. Also, so we've got some GoWheel modifications due tonight. We're giving away $2,000 in STFC packs to up to 11 lucky winners here tonight. And we've also got some information on the Gilded Shackle. We've got some information on all kinds of other amazing things that just wrapped up right there with you earlier this evening in Dublin, Ireland. I've actually, it's funny. I joked with you about you being asleep and taking a nap earlier, and you were like, yeah, everybody's got flights early. Everybody is, heading out to their other corners of the world. Let me tell you, Beck texted me not 15, 20 minutes ago. And
yeah, also 1:30 in the morning. I saw that.
Yeah.
Night owl.
And Cam texted me also approximately 20 minutes ago. So, you know what? Nobody's sleeping over there. It seems like you guys were somewhat buzzed about some of the stuff that you guys have discovered and discussed over the last 2 days.
There's been nothing but open and honest, difficult and productive communication over the last 2 days into the evenings and into the next mornings. And we have had the opportunity as a little consensus here of content creators this side of the pond to meet with all aspects of Scopely at the Ireland studio. And that includes game design, engineering, art, narrative, and community and leadership. So on the other side of the table were some of your favorite content creators like Lube and Stewie Doo and Minnie Mabel and CDB2U, Mrs. CDB2U, and of course Chronox and who else am I forgetting? Probably the most important one because I can't remember anything.
Lube, did you mention Lube? Lube was there. He was there at least yesterday. Lube, yep. Yeah.
He was the first one that I mentioned.
Lube and Lube too. Quasel was there. That's right. Q was there.
Quasel and Chronox were particularly excited, as was Stewie Doo, because they create many of the outside tools that we use in the game, or parts of the team, or coworkers with the team that creates all of their many, many, many resources. And having the opportunity, as we'll discuss, to talk and interface directly with the engineering department where they extrapolate the data from was not just a download session, but it was a true collaboration on what we can all do for each other to make the experience of living in the Star Trek Fleet Command community better for everybody. And I can't wait to share what we talked about.
Well, I am very, very much excited to hear about some of that stuff. So we're going to be talking about some of the questions from chat. And I'll tell you right now, chat, even I don't know what is in that magical notebook over there because literally it was being updated with thoughts, information, and notes literally until what? Probably about an hour ago. So we'll have Griffin kind of drive this segment, and I will come back with some questions and questions for Griffin out of the chat, including the first and maybe most important one, Griffin, is what flavors of Ghost have you been able to find in Dublin, Ireland?
None.
Oh.
Not a single one. Because I've been working the entire time. I haven't eaten today. I had a delicious lunch at Scopely, which was a working lunch, but I didn't even have the opportunity to go out and find some dinner because we have been meeting after meeting after meeting and talking with different people. And, then I got so exhausted, I came in to change my shoes, and I fell asleep on the bed for 2 hours. So there you go. I'll eat tomorrow. It's okay. There's
always tomorrow.
However, there is a brand new Ghost hydration, which was just announced today, DJs. It's a mango colada hydration beverage.
Fantastic.
Mango colada coming
good.
to your retailer this late summer and early fall, which is a collaboration with a streamer that I don't know. But get ready to enjoy that.
Looking forward to that. Couple of thank yous here very quickly. Barkman, thank you for your bits. Zuck Woodix, thank you so much for your 5 gifted. I appreciate that a great deal. USS Contradiction, thank you for the 50-month resub. Wilhelm, 47 months. Sertail, 41 months. Thank you guys so very, very much. And just to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight, what we're doing tonight with the $2,000 PPP program giveaway that we're doing tonight, that program's still running. This time now, Griffin, we're giving away a cabin aboard Star Trek The Cruise 10. So that is happening right now. All of your subs, whether they are Prime, Gifted, Tier 1, 2, and 3, and we've got updated and better tools right now to help keep track of that as well. So if you are in the giving mood, and I'll say there's synergy all over everything because right above my head, you're going to see that we are now 84% through towards spinning our next GoWheel item. We are only 408 subs away. And if we happen to make some progress on that here in the next couple of days, there could be some extra bonus incentives as well that we'll try to get there and get the GoWheel spun. But in the meantime, all of those subs are going to be going, hey, thank you for your 15 stream streak. Sam Saran. Thank you.
Yeah.
And during that giveaway, you've also got the synergy, of course, with the cruise, but also right here with the GoWheel as well. So you could be contributing towards the GoWheel and potentially entering into win a contest for you to win a free cabin aboard Star Trek The Cruise 10, sailing out of New Orleans next February. And as we know, Griffin, we have actually very recently been updated with the news that SVP Cameron Stewart himself will be joining us on Star Trek The Cruise 10. All right, so he will.
That's exactly right. If you want a chance to hobnob with the top brass, and this is a guy who likes to meet players, so this is a great opportunity for you and anybody who would want to, share their feedback and their opinions directly.
You know, he has been one that has been very, very much involved with. But yeah, that was all one sentence, Zypher. I was trying to navigate and think at the same time. But yeah,
that's not even in the top 50 of long DJ sentences tonight.
Listen, why use 10 words when 100 will do? But he does like meeting with players, and I actually have. You know what? I have one update of my own, Griffin, and I haven't been able to even share this yet because this email came probably just about 30 minutes ago, and it basically reads somewhat simply as follows: Dear Server 11, Dear Server 11, we apologize that it has taken us so long to actually get around to the details of what is happening with your server and your accounts for those who have been raided and then clawed back of resources that were not actually from the original developer-based raid. Obviously, it's been fire after fire, Griffin, with Alliance tournaments last Friday and then all hands on deck trying to make it work for yesterday, the failures yesterday, and then even here today. Cameron Stewart writes that he is making this now that we have the pressure of Alliance tournaments as they are functioning normally, at least for now, knock on wood. Those bills weren't marked, says Stradalorian. Yeah, that's right. As a reward for being clawed back, we now make you the test server. Bum, bum, bum. No, just kidding. But starting first thing tomorrow, I mean, there's no rest happening right now. Starting first thing tomorrow, the investigation will have a lot more hands attached to it, and you guys are going to receive an update on your stuff. Salivar, I saw your message a little bit earlier, so yeah. And admittedly, even, you know what? This is the second time, Griffin. This is the second time that even I have been on the other hand or on the other end of the Cam conversation when he says, hey, did we ever take care of server 11? And I'm like, no. I said no. And he said, WTF, why not?
You know, one thing that Cameron hates is anything having to do with things that impact even a single player in this game negatively. There have been communications that he has received where less than 1% of a player base could have possibly been affected by a particular thing. And, you know, in the past, you would have heard things like, well, you know, that's such a small group. Let's just move on. If there is no man or woman left behind by Cam, he cares. If there's something that was not done right by a player, he will be the advocate for the customer. And that's one thing. You've heard me use that phrase before, DJ, being an advocate for the customer. That's something that I came from my retail career with. And I believe firmly that that's a component that has been missing in the culture of Star Trek Fleet Command and Digit in the past. And now you are led as a team. We, the Royal We, are led by somebody who does advocate for the customer first. Most meetings begin with a reminder that we're all here to serve the customer on the Scopely side. And I experienced that myself firsthand in my interactions with him in a large meeting setting and in a private meeting setting these last 2 days. So it's just such a breath of fresh air, and no surprise to me that you'd have that kind of feedback, DJs. Of course you want Server 11 taken care of last week.
Yeah, WTF, why not? And even I told him, and I'll read you my response as well, because, again, full transparency. I haven't forgotten. It's honestly on my list as well, but it seems like it's been fire after fire. There's been something every other day. He says, this is a top priority. We can't forget the details. I'm making them work on this first thing tomorrow morning. So there you go, Salivar, Server 11. There you guys go. Now, here's the thing. There are still issues, and you know, we mentioned in chat, we're talking about the repair bug, we're talking about AC chat. Even the spam bots are still running rampant throughout Fleet Command, and there is obviously a laundry list of things to get done. Waffly, you know, I can understand why somebody says that he cares, but maybe he's not accomplishing a whole lot right now, especially given the last 24 hours of Alliance tournaments. I kind of got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Alliance tournaments, while yesterday was frustrating, dismal, I was very critical on air, had a conversation with him. You know, here's how long Cameron Stewart's been working today. So I just messaged him a little bit ago, and Griffin, it's what, almost 2 o'clock your time. He had messaged me first thing this morning because I got a message at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. my time.
That'd be 9 a.m. here.
9 a.m. So I mean, he's bell to bell, and he started on this stuff. And this morning he had started talking to me about the Alliance tournaments. Waffly, I think the response that I would have to you on that is simply that I doubt that it would have been fixed quite as fast. Maybe. Okay, that is obviously a supposition. Don't know, but it he rang all the alarms yesterday, and while we were waiting for Dublin to come on, they did still have to do some diagnose. I'm sure they came in earlier than normal. They still had to do some diagnosis and dig around and find the issue that was happening, and they did find it.
Well, I watched it all happen firsthand.
Tell me about this code red, because by the way, it was classified as a code red. According to the treble tickets, it was classified as a code red. What does that look like actually from the halls of engineering?
Well, it's explained by a story that I was told earlier in the day, which is very timely. And this first part is subjective, but I'll explain exactly how it will. Get back on the screen. Nobody wants to see my big face in the hotel room. I want to talk to you. Where DJs?
No, that's
Is he going to the bathroom?
I'm right here. I think this is fascinating. We've never had an international correspondent before. This is beautiful. I love it.
Well, let me explain. I'll tell you exactly how it goes. So the subjective explanation first is, in engineering, meeting with the top engineers. I won't use their names tonight, though nobody's afraid to come on stream or talk to us, by the way, DJ. They all love what we have built as a team here. So we'll talk about that part later. But speaking with the top engineers, who they explained a situation where, imagine we work hard and we build a tool, a widget, a sprocket, some functionality to be used at the request of a product, game design. Okay, you make something. That is turned over eventually to LiveOps, who works in California. LiveOps develops the events and some of the daily things, including ATs, that we interact with on a regular basis. Now, DJs, you have plenty of experience with LiveOps, and you know that they're a great group of people, very hardworking, very smart, and they're always looking to get as much as they can out of the game to the benefit of our player experience. What does that mean? You take a widget or a sprocket or a tool that's designed, and you find new and creative ways to implement it to make a more fun and fresh experience. Sometimes you will modify or augment the original functionality of the tool that you're working with, finding a new and cool way of using it that was never intended or imagined by the engineers who created said sprocket. There are no complaints there. They love it. They, being the engineers, they love it when their tools are repurposed and figured out in different ways and augmented. That's great. Sometimes when that happens, there are unintended causalities and effects. Maybe this widget or this sprocket starts calling back to their servers 10 times more frequently than they were intended to, based on how this new event or design was written. And so, or maybe, you put things in a certain bucket to organize them in a certain way that was not intended. And that's okay that it is, but maybe a modification needs to be made. The problem has always been that back and forth communication of, here's the tool, here's what it's for, okay, here's what we're going to use it for, or, ooh, I came up with this new idea, I'm going to put that in the game. And so then, bam, event reset hits, it's 5 o'clock, a innocuous use of this tool is then turned on, and all of a sudden it doesn't work as intended, or it affects the game in whatever scale you want to look at. Last night was an example of a red alert where something just was not working at all or could not work at all. And so when that happens, cell phones go off, people go to work, leaders take control, they identify what the problem is, that's called a triage, and then they start assigning the right people to fix the problem once the triage is complete. Triages can take time. We assume that we immediately know what's wrong because we see what's happening in the game. Just because you see something happening in the game does not indicate that somebody in the back room knows, oh, okay, it's this particular thing. We got to turn that right back off. It takes time to figure out where the problem is coming from. It's usually not the first place you look, especially a game as bloated as Star Trek Fleet Command, as we've all heard.
Yeah, bloat is certainly real. And that is consistent with some of the information that we shared last night out of Los Angeles, which was... it is. This is cool. This actually, just give me a second. This actually feels cool that we're reporting from Los Angeles and Dublin to solve a problem inside the game. Like, I feel legit right now, Griffin. But anywho, like what we were reporting last night out of Los Angeles was, hey, we have to leave it live. And Waffly, I'd mentioned this for those of you in chat. It had to stay live. Had to stay live yesterday because to take it down would have meant to lose the problem in the first place. They were unable to duplicate in private servers. And by the way, we did have a conversation about that today as far as methods on testing and so forth. Some of the stuff we talked about yesterday was at least tabled today, and we're going to have more conversations about that in the future. But that was one thing, Griffin, that's very consistent with what you're seeing over there is Los Angeles was unable to isolate the problem, unable to duplicate the problem in test environments, and said literally, we're not equipped for this. It's beyond, it's in a different scope of what we can control here. We've got to get Dublin involved. So
yeah, even if you know that it's the dongle that you have used to build your event with, you don't know what about the dongle needs to be fixed. So that requires that teamwork of the original developer of said dongle to fully understand what you're using the dongle for and how to, make whatever changes needed or necessary. It takes time.
Yeah, it does.
And then in between all of that is the community element. Remember, we have a team specifically dedicated to communicating problems not only to the player base, but comms is sometimes also incorporated in interdepartmental communications. So, all these wheels in motion at the same time, they do work well together, but they do take more time than sometimes we understand when we're sitting in front of a game with our thumbs just ready to go. And we're frustrated because it's not the first or the 100th time that we've been down that road. So I get that perspective as well.
Yeah, that was one of the big things yesterday was just simply, hey, can we get an update? Can we get this working? Now, what ended up happening, as Silvertab writes, I can 100% relate to this style of work. I work on a component library myself. Sometimes the components are used in ways they were not intended for in programming, but you've got to adapt. If you want something to do a thing, it needs to be programmed to do a thing, but you must be wary about hacking the existing code to wedge in a new feature. You really should just write the feature correctly the first time. And honestly, up until this point, I would be willing to bet, Silvertab, or at least up to the last several months, there's not been time to do it that way because of the push mentality. All right, the push mentality of getting new content out there every single month, whether it was ready or not. I can tell you right now, there was already something that was a smaller item that was planned for M94 that has indeed been pushed. So there are a new set of priorities within leadership over there with at least, and again, this is starting with culture, right? And it's going to take time, but there was the communication internally just, I believe, yesterday or today that hey, we've got not enough time to finish doing this thing, and this thing is going to have to take a back seat. We're going to continue to work.
There are so many points there from the perspective of what I saw that I need to address. Number one, there were too many and I lost my head because it's 2 a.m. Number one, yes, we are seeing a dramatic and paradigm 180 shift happening in real time at the offices of Digit Scopely here in Dublin, where the entire culture of the premise of what work looks like has changed from a philosophy of these are the deadlines, these are the dates. If it's ready or not, they'll probably buy it anyway. It's got to ship. I'm not speaking from personal experience there because that's the old way, but we've all experienced it as players. The new way, which I observed today and yesterday, was we're having meaningful conversations interdepartmentally about the direction of the game, about what we're bringing into the game, about what we're not going to bring into the game, and what we want to change about the player experience. Everybody is getting involved. You think narrative just writes the stories? Narrative does not just write the stories. Narrative is involved in every step of the process of shipping a new feature, not just what it says, but they really help carry the torch from one thing to the next and keep it all together. Everybody is involved. Art is involved. Certainly engineering and game design are the top two involved, along with the producer element, coming up with what the new features are. Okay, so everybody is more excited to come to work. JJ is here. JJ is our Scopely LA content producer. He does all the videos for Scopely. He produced and shot our video with Cam, which is hopefully any day now going to be released. JJ himself said, I've been here many times and I've interviewed these employees. I've never seen them more excited to come to work. I've never seen them more happy to work together. The atmosphere has been elevated and lifted in a positive direction because we are now taking the time to get it right. Everybody here does want to get it right. Now they're afforded the time to do so. But particularly with the Alliance, their tournaments and what happened yesterday, you have to remember Alliance of tournaments exist in this game, and the comms on it could have been better. I'll agree with you guys out there. Why are we doing it so often? Why are we in between? We forget that we're in between this shift from arcs monthly to a seasonal story, which is going over a span of time. We've talked about seasons on the show, DJs, and what that shift looks like. The purpose of running ATs right now and other things right now is, you remember, we're in an anthology season. We're doing a best of, a greatest of. There's not a lot of new content coming into the game right now as we're shifting from one arm to the next. The purpose of having ATs on this schedule is not to completely reinvent the AT wheel, is to give us something in the game to do that's meaningful and give us access to currencies and to a store that can remain open for you to catch up on the older content in the game as they shift to newer content of the game. It's a shame that it launched yesterday the way that it did. But remember, DJ, we were an advocate, and you were the top advocate on Talking Trek, rightfully so, to include a version of AT to run now. So we had something to spend currency on and something to do in the game. So we must not forget that it was to our advantage for ATs to exist in the first place. The bug happened. It's now been resolved, which is wonderful 24 hours later. But Anthology is an anthology. And I just wanted to make that point on the culture definitely shifting. And I could see, I would tell you otherwise if it were not the case. This is a new spring for this development team. And they're excited to come to work, and they're excited to bring you what's coming up around the pike. And get your Hold My Beer ready, DJ, because you think a little thing has been delayed. Word on the street, and I'm not going to get ahead of comms here, but there are a couple major things that may be further delayed by an additional month because they just are not happy and satisfied with where they exist in the game.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, and I've heard and seen a lot of those reports waiting for them to officially kind of say, okay, the time has passed. One of the things that I am recalled to, and I'm going to come back and read a couple of things from chat here in just a moment. I used to say, Griffin, and you may remember, one of the things that I used to call for was not finishing product a day or two before launch. Like, I had always felt like you needed a hard set date to cut off, and it needed to be 20 to 30 days out. Okay, like, we're not talking 3 days before launch. It needs to be fully complete, fleshed out, play tested, and vetted out 20 plus days before the launch of the product. We have a hard and fast deadline, guys. In what do they call it in space travel? It's like the point of no return, or what is it called? You guys know what I'm talking about. That point where, like, once you cross the threshold, you're in. But if we are not here at this check mark, this check mark, this check mark, this check mark, by the time we get to this date, then we're pumping the brakes. Silver Tab.
Well, it's like what your shirt was, Back to the Future 3. Yeah. It was the little clock tower that the train was going to drive by, and if you're not up to that speed, you got to stop the train because you're going to miss the bridge.
Yeah, it's the go no go. The Event Horizon or Rubicon chat coming up with some great points here. They have that date. And we are very quickly approaching that date, even for some major features. All right. And they are doing evaluations here much earlier, instead of saying, well, okay, just get it out. As long as you can get it out, a few hours before launch, then we're good. So that is also changing. There are harder and faster deadlines right up front. A couple of comments from chat that I want to read. One from Q. I wish that Cam didn't see that so many players had to leave the game before they reprioritized Fleet Command. Dude,
that's not fair to Cam. They already left before he came.
Well, it's not fair to Cam. But Q, to your point, I agree. But it's like a double-sided coin. I agree with Scopely leadership, or with you regarding Scopely leadership, that the game had to begin to suffer in a terrible, terrible way in order for us to get the help that we needed here. It is very sad. I agree with you there that tens of thousands of players have left the game. However, I will point out right here, right now, there's at least the glimmer of curiosity. I've spoken to 2 players in the last 24 hours that have just kind of said, hey, you know, what's new, what's going on? These players have been out of the game for a while and just said, hey, kind of poking my head in. Is it any better? Well, we got some growing pains. All right, we're trying to get there. Not quite there yet, but we're working on it. And I think that Q was a catalyst. I think it was necessary, to be honest with you. I think it was in order for, in a company this size, for you to, it's not justification. I don't think that it had to get to that point, but by getting to that point is how we got to where we are here today. So I understand it is a double-sided coin. A necessary evil. I hate to call it that because I feel like truthfully this whole thing could have been avoided. Truthfully, I feel like this could have been avoided with proper leadership in the first place. But obviously, here's where we are. And at least they are making the effort towards putting things back together. So I like that.
In a way, it's regrettable, and of course, better decisions could have been made. But you know, it's also almost like this property was a victim of the circumstance that it found itself in at the time. And the best way that I can relate that in a story that would make sense, I think, to everybody is, let's say, I'll give you an example from my life. You run a retail chain, 35 stores. One store is the top store. It's the cash cow. It is responsible for 20% of the company's profitability spread, bottom line, after you pay everybody. Like, it is so important, laser focused. You've got to hit these numbers. You are bringing in the revenue. Meantime, there's these other stores that are like marginally profitable or maybe not so profitable. Now, if you wanted to do a schematic reset of a department in that top store, you've got to move heaven and earth. Everyone's got to be involved. You got to do it overnight. You can't operationally affect anybody. It has to be done by this day. There's no way you're missing this deadline. If you're one of these underperforming stores, set the schematic in the middle of the day. Who cares? Rearrange the whole store if you want. You have the liberty to make changes that are more aggressive and abrasive even to the customers that are there, because it's not the cash cow. It's not the one that's keeping the whole ship afloat. And that relates to sort of the environment we find ourselves in now. When you are the golden jewel of a business, everything is analyzed, every deadline needs to be met, and your numbers are very strictly watched. I don't know this from personal experience from Scopely, but I definitely know it from life and from business. If you're not that position, and if now you're on sort of the sidelines a little bit, you can make more dynamic changes. You can try new things. You can sort of reset your plan, and you have a lot more latitude to do that. I think that's the advantage that Cam probably has in this season of the property right now, is that he has the ability to go in and make sweeping reform, sweeping changes, cultural changes, design changes, because there's not somebody at the top saying, I don't care what you do, on the 13th, I better see 18 new features in the game or there's going to be a big problem. Does that make sense?
It does. And I want to tie that back to kind of what we've seen here with Alliance tournaments. Guffa has mentioned it in the chat, and I want to kind of do, if you will, a little bit of a timeline, a time lapse from where we were last night even to this morning. Where we left you last night was that Dublin needed to get involved and that there was some issue happening with the blending of the buckets. What we woke up to this morning was almost as though, Griffin, there were people absolutely paying attention to every voice yesterday, or at least the loud voices, or our show, whatever, okay? Because everything that we discussed last night seemed to be addressed in some form or fashion this morning. And that could have been from the reports that were sent from the moderators and other content creators, and you yourself, the European content creators that were there in Dublin. The waking up this morning was like, okay, here's the action item list today. Here's what's going to be done. So we got this communication this morning, Griffin, and I'm sure you were right there when it was being crafted. This came out at 7:51 a.m. Eastern time, which would have been right at about noon for you, okay? Right before 1 o'clock. We've identified the issue with Alliance Tournament tasks and rerolls. This fix is going to come in a future run, I guess the permanent fix, which we're going to have to make sure that they get back to that component library and do. With that in mind, we're making a few changes for the remainder of this tournament. Sugar Red talked about this last night on the show. Listen, promotion and relegation, this is my biggest concern. If players don't have access to the tasks, if players can't get to the rerolls and the tasks and so forth. So they come out and said, okay, rest assured, this is something we talked about yesterday. And they come out and say, okay, promotion and relegation will be disabled this time. You're still going to be able to compete for your leaderboard events. But right now, your alliance, as a result of this failed implementation, your alliance is not going to be penalized. All right, for potentially losing out on the tasks that you would have otherwise been able to do. The Alliance store will stay open longer, giving commanders more time to use the credits. And there will be more information on how much time. This is in direct feedback, Griffin, to players questioning and asking, what about the cooldowns in the store? This will be addressed by this right here, and an announcement will come. But they heard you, all right? They heard you on that as far as the store. So at this particular moment, I'm not going to advise you what to do with your currency, but...
Well, we can't get ahead of the comms, but we know for a fact that there is news about that.
Yeah, it'll be addressed. The Alliance Tournaments board will temporarily appear as the Alliance Task Board. With promotion and relegation turned off, this better reflects what the event is for the remainder of this run. And then finally, we'll be boosting the rewards at the end of the event to account for disruption during this run. We don't have the math on that yet. I know a lot of players have been asking about that and seeing what the comp is going to be. But as I have even said last night and continued to say that, listen, there has to be the triage. Everything has to be fixed before a compensation can be fully flexed out or fully fleshed out. So we know the compensation is going to be coming and that they're going to work on that. We know, Griffin, that this run has not met the standard we want for Alliance tournaments. We're continuing to work on the fix, and we'll share more on the issue. Additional changes to the feature and what to expect before Alliance tournaments return will be communicated later. The good news here is that a few hours after that, it appeared that their fix that they had made that they thought was going to come in a future run did, in fact, hold after the Eastern Alliance task tournament reset at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You guys will recall yesterday that they said we couldn't change it on a live instance, and then they decided to try it anyway. They decided to try it anyway for the benefit of alliances, and that ended up being a mistake. That ended up being something terrible that happened. All right. With the alliance boards getting reset, players losing progress mid-run, that did not end up working out well. However,
that's why the promotion relegations turned off.
Absolutely. And I will say that helped. Even though they weren't able to find that issue in Los Angeles, it did help eliminate a lot of issue or a lot of the troubleshooting. They were able to rule out certain things so that they could actually get to a definitive diagnosis in Dublin this morning. So what they did, and by the way, and I appreciated this, because yesterday I was very critical of the communication that said, we fixed it. Mission accomplished, chat. We did it.
Well, that's what happens when you have ready, fire, aim philosophy in comms. And that's why you cannot rush to communicate. Why are they you can't rush to communicate, because they're going to communicate something that's not accurate.
Well, you know, I feel like acknowledgement and status updates are always a good thing, especially given yesterday we were hours and hours with silence. However, the content of that communication certainly matters, Griffin. I will agree. And this time they said at 7:51 a.m. Eastern time, we have identified the issue. The fix will come in a future run. However, somebody, and Griffin, I'm going to bet I know who it was. Somebody said, hey, let's try this again at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Whoa. Let's try it again at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Let's try to do this task reset. And for some of you, you may have noticed, all right, they flipped this around really quick. I don't know if anybody noticed. Did anybody notice that your task board was offline for about 45 extra seconds at 11 a.m.? Maybe you didn't
No.
even see it because
Props if you did.
Yeah, props if you did, because it went down. And by the way, I didn't see it. I was told about it. At 11 a.m. Eastern time, yesterday's task board went down. And it wasn't until almost 60 seconds later did the new task board come up. As a matter of fact, most of you guys would have probably attributed that to lag. All right? Most of you guys probably would have attributed that to event reset and waiting for the task board to reload and so forth and so on. In fact, what they were doing was... yeah, Vic says 60 seconds is a pretty standard lag. And I agree, especially around an event reset. But it looked a little bit different today because the task board actually went down. Alliance tournaments actually went offline at 11 a.m. and then they popped right back up less than 60 seconds later with the exact same thing that that happened yesterday with the flashing of the database and the scores and all this stuff. So that is what they decided to try to do. And I'm going to point out that that is also something that I don't think that STFC leadership would have had the guts to do 6 months ago. All right, that
True.
was.
I mean, it was a player-first decision to try to fix a problem that you and I were actively involved in, as are all of you watching. And kudos to the engineering team who did get the communication and came to work early, and made sure a solution was ready to go to try in time for that reset. That was a big win. It's unfortunate that it happened in the first place, and I see many comments about that, which I'll address in turn. But yes. They did exactly what you thought, DJs. They got in here. They knew it was wrong. Comms helped with that. And boom, off to the races, and they have the fix ready to go.
Yeah. Now, Danny, most likely that was not the case because you would have lost your task at 11 a.m. from yesterday's task board. What may have happened, Danny, and I would invite you to check your score, because what happened as a result was that the tasks that were lost yesterday were actually somehow restored. Don't know if that was intended or if that was an incidental, a happy accident, if you will, Griffin. But yesterday, there were a number of players who lost a task they were in progress on. Today, that task was returned in progress without having to have cost somebody one of their tasks. So they were still possibly able to get a couple of extra points today and maybe a little extra currency today.
How Alpha says, another side effect of that is if your timing was lucky, you got 2 bites of the apple or 6 bites of the apple instead of 3 yesterday as a result of that first reset as well. So if those were then, added back in, the whole point this time around is not about relegation and advancement. It's about how many times can you do these events and how much of the event store currency can you accumulate to spend. That's really now all we are accomplishing, and that makes it make sense.
Yeah, and the final result that we have here is now, 24 hours after launch, a functioning AT, the way that it should have been with the blending of the buckets, or the not blending of the buckets, if you will. The bundle cohesion. By the way, somebody over there actually apparently liked that terminology, Griffin, because they actually said it to me in a report earlier today. They talked about bundle cohesion. I'm like, hell yeah, that's a Star Trek term if I've ever heard it. All right.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah. All right. They liked bundle cohesion. So we've got ATs today with bundle cohesion back in place. The integrity has been restored to the bundle cohesion. And now you've got promotion and relegation turned off. So there's no risk to the alliance. Now, some people have asked, well, if relegation is off the table, that's fair, but I should still have a chance to be promoted. I understand that. I understand that. But I'm going to tell you why I personally, and I don't know how Griffin may feel about it, I personally, unfortunately, I have to disagree with that. And the biggest reason is math. Okay. There's 2 reasons. One is the math on the boards for next time. What you would do is actually punish the smaller alliances on the next run because you'd end up relegating more than should be. All right. That's A. Number B. it's almost, without the threat of relegation, not a big deal. But with this run, you would potentially be promoted into an area at the risk of somebody else simply because of the tasks that you could have gotten that they could not have gotten. For example, if Griffin went in yesterday and wanted 20,000 point tasks and could only get 5,000 point tasks, but my alliance came in and was able to get 20,000 point tasks, why should I be promoted and over that other alliance or get the rewards over that other alliance as a result of them not having access to the task? So you're right.
1,000%. You can't do that in this environment. This is all about mining and collecting your event store data, your away team store, your alliance tournament data, and using it in the store. It's just a free run at the store, free bite at the apple of the store.
The way that I've been describing it, this is bonus loot time. All right, this is Exo Loot Day. This is just like Incursion Loot Exo Day. That's what this is for alliance tournaments. And I will say this: I feel more vindicated today. Yesterday, Griffin, I'll be honest with you. Yesterday, I was really wondering if I had made the wrong recommendation. And I'll tell you, man, that kind of pressure, that'll get to you sometimes. I get what I do in my real life and what you do in your real life and what Cam does in his real life. But I'll tell you, starting with the Raul Reaver and, that 5,000-ton question that he asked, would you pull the ship? Man, that's a scary question. And yesterday, I was beginning to question whether or not running this alliance tournament without it being perfect was the right thing to do. Today, I feel vindicated. Today, I feel vindicated on that.
You should be, because it's filling the purpose of giving players a way to engage in a store they normally would not be able to engage in, while we are resetting the table and switching from one type of content development to the next type of content development, which are seasons, which you will see soon. But that sort of tells the story as to, in the first place, why did this happen? And I've seen in the chat, well, why does it keep happening? What can be done in the future to prevent this from happening? A lot of the solution here is also baked into what's changing with the implementation of seasons. Whatever you've heard about seasons and what is coming, what was vague to me up until this meeting is, how does that really affect the free-to-play player? How does that really affect the Battle Pass spender? How does that affect the heavy spender? Like, what are we going to log in and see that's different? I get that you want to do a different narrative and you're telling stories different ways, but how does that affect us? And they're like, no. It's not just about telling the story. It's also about how we are engaging with a free-to-play player and a Battle Pass spender during the course of these seasons. And a lot of that has to do with how they work on the back end. There has been not speaking for DJs, but I know that he feels this way because we've talked about it many times. There has been an 8-year disconnect in this game between the people who write the events every day that we engage with, who are wonderful people, and then the people who design the tools that they use to play the game with, the engineers, and even product and LiveOps. Them being in different places and working on completely different teams, silos, if you will, have been the cause of so many different issues. And one thing that's changing about seasons, which will also affect how this away team tournament went down today, is there is a new ownership in these new pillars that Cameron has laid out for this company, to where the storytelling and the live ops engagement, they are now together as one, as a peanut butter jelly sandwich, in a way that there's going to be so much communication and synergy that a lot of these communication issues are intrinsically going to disappear based on how they want you to engage in the game with higher stakes. Now is the best time to engage. This is the story that we're telling. This is where you want to be, regardless of your ops level, and how we're going to incentivize you to do that, and how things are going to be to the benefit of free-to-play. All that has been considered on the master plan. The news item here is, apart from all that, the workflow between these two parties seemingly is being integrated in a way that is far healthier for the end user, you and me, the player. And I am so excited about that. When they laid out how that works in our meeting, I mean, it got a round of applause from every content creator in the room.
I'm glad to hear that because that has been the issue, right? Ultra writes cohesion. MJ writes, that is absolutely necessary. I mean, there have been so many frustrations that have just happened from a lack of communication that exists inside the development team. So I'm glad to hear that as well. And just again, a shift in culture as to how they're approaching, because that was one of the things we talked about last night, Griffin. I felt last night, and Pirate Yar, I appreciate your comment. You're responsible for your recommendations, true, but you're not accountable for decisions they make with the information I didn't have. And I agree with that, and I appreciate that, but they didn't have that information either, in fairness. However, today, 24 hours later, we now still have 4 days of functional alliance tournaments, 4 days for us to bank
and
loot
store.
and the store and the cooldowns and whatever they're going to do with that. We have an opportunity right here, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but a lot of you guys are going to be over 50% free to play towards the Reaver after this run. We're in month 2.
That's great.
We're in month 2, and that is a departure from normalcy. So it is. It's a bonus run, Fun Daddy. It's easy loot, and I feel much more vindicated about that today, Pirate Yar, because that was what I wanted from the beginning, was players to get that advantage, players to get that extra stuff that they want to do. V-Real says, that's awesome. The Reaver sucks. Well, the refinery. We still like it for the refinery, okay? But regarding that, it may have been other things. Griffin, for you, it may be the Gilded Shackle.
Oh, I mean, you guys, there have been so many instances in our past, our shared experiences, where there have been decisions made in the game. Maybe we were shown something in the interface that was not intended, and then it was corrected, right? Meaning that it was reset to what there were initially intended for it to do. And that goes back to my spiel, which I will not repeat, about being the advocate for the customer. What about the people who are actually paying for this stuff? And what about the people that you want to have them spend their valuable time engaging on it every day? There is a new artifact that was released in the game that's not new. It's been around for 2 months now, the Gilded Shackle. It is for a Endgame player. It affects the affordability for upgrading your G7 ships, all of them. Any FKR ship in G7, it is advertised in game as a resource or an efficiency enhancer, up to 500% efficiency enhancement for upgrading these ships. Lo and behold, they never meant to say that. The Gilded Shackle was only intended to make ship parts up to 500% more efficient and have nothing to do with resources or materials, only ship parts. Well, right there, it still says increases base ship cost efficiency for grade 7 ships. So it still to this day says it that way. So our friend Jules Verne and UltimatDJz worked very hard and determined that was not what's happening with the Gilded Shackle at all. Jules's team, the lab rats, determined, oh yeah, it is only affecting the ship parts.
Yeah, shout out Lightbull.
DJs and Jules. And Lightbull for sure. Yep. I wish Lightbull were in our symposium. He could not make it. But because of the data that I was given and armed with by the lab rats and DJs, I in fact, my sole purpose for wanting to come out here was because this is it. This is the example. Here's a mistake that was made in the game in text, and here is something that is to the benefit of the player, and here is something that are we going to take it away and make it what we wanted it to be? Or are we going to keep good to our word? So this is a true test of the CAM era of Star Trek Fleet Command. What is going to happen? Are we going to do what we've always done? Or are we going to make a mistake in the benefit of the customer? So I came armed with this data, with these numbers, with this depth of spend and how it affects depth of spend over periods of time. And how big or little of a deal would it even be for them to keep the Shackle as advertised? Would it be game-breaking or would it be not so bad? So I sat down, we did our roundtable introductions like Beck always likes to do. I introduced myself. I'm Griffin, talking Trek, play the game every day. And I'm here to looking at Connor, unshackle the shackle. And everybody laughed. But when we came down to talking to that, it was a 1-minute conversation. Cam already knew what happened because DJs had told him what was going on with it. And Cam made his point very clear. Look, We are not going to revert to making decisions that are to the benefit of economy, or what Billy from accounting might say. We're going to stand by our word, and we're going to make decisions that are to the benefit of our customer, our player. Player comes first. I mean, they should have T-shirts that say that at Scopely, because they say that to each other at all times when they're in the decision-making process. Now, what's best for the player? They come first. So there was no argument. He said right out of the gate, we're going to keep the Shackle the way that the Shackle was written, because that's what's right to do for the player. And the room was silent. Couldn't believe it. It just was right out there on the table. No need for all the numbers and all the discussions. It was as simple as a leader going, what's best for the customer in this environment, and that's what we're going to do. And that's how it went down. Griffin did not need to fight, argue, bake, claw, and handcuff myself to the chair like I was prepared to do, because Scopely just did the right thing right out of the gate. And I cannot give the current team from top to bottom, being led by Cam, the props for having this new mentality, because you can see that it's infectious amongst this team, and they're all excited by it.
No, I'm going to point out that Cam himself has said these words to me, and Guffa writes it in chat. You're absolutely right, is that it's not going to mean that we're going to like every decision that is made. But when it comes down to ethical or moral decisions, I feel like we can kind of take to the bank that he's going to try to enforce to do the right thing in a lot of scenarios. But if there is simply a decision made regarding economy, sourcing, this officer, that money, whatever, that's not necessarily something that we're going to see that we're 100% always going to be in love with, Griffin. I'm sure that
they're a business and they need to run a business. And he says that too. Every time he says, we're going to be player first, he also says we are a business and we do need to make money. And the whole purpose of being player first is to build the trust to get people to feel comfortable investing in the product in the first place. So no, it's not about just giving everything away, because that's not running a business. It's about doing what's ethically right, and at the same time building a compelling product that we will want to invest in, not just because we like the IP, but because we trust that our money is being invested wisely and in a good place. And making decisions like this will build that trust. If you go the other way, you further break the trust. So I just couldn't be happy enough.
Yeah. Even yesterday, though, I point out what IJ writes, and Cam has said this from his own mouth, and hopefully you guys will hear this in the interview that's coming in the next couple of days. IJ writes, we had lack of communication before, and we had lack of communication yesterday. So and you say the event is working now, so it's being called a win. Not necessarily. IJ, I would have very much loved for the event to just be working when it launched. However, what I would recognize, what I will differentiate as a win, was the process and the priority placed on A, fixing the issue, but B, also doing right by the player. That is the win. Not that the event failed. That was a failure. But most leaders will agree that there can be learnings in failure. We even talked about that last night. And really, truthfully, still yet, while I'm pleased with the announcements that we've seen, and I'm pleased that the game is now working, still yet for me, IJ, specifically to your point, the ultimate victory flag has not yet been waved, because for me, the ultimate victory flag is, what do we learn from this incident that prevents this kind of situation from happening in the future? All right.
Well, that's what I talked about with the combining of the teams and working in a new way to make sure that we know how these tools were designed, how we intend to use them, and what changes may need to be made to that tool before we go live with them. And that's what happens when you put anybody under the umbrella. I'm trying to read IJ's comment, and I don't see it in the chat, but I'll just take DJ's as what I'm getting on the summation.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. He was talking about the event that broke, and then the task loot differential yesterday, which was going to happen because of the six task thing. In that first day, hopefully that balances out, and days 4 through 5 or days 2 through 5 are going to give players the experience that they would have deserved otherwise. But again, I want to be very clear. The win that I'm referring to is the process in which how it was handled and fixed. And then even the decision to come afterwards. Listen, in years past, it may have been pulled or rewards may not have been given. How many times have you guys started to invest in a material solo leaderboard for it to come down? and then no rewards are given, right? So that is what I'm referring to, IJ, a little bit. Alex writes, failure is the best opportunity for learning. However, you must take the opportunity and not squander it. And that is why that's why I say, to me, yes, this was a battle won, if you will, IJ, but for me, the war is still ongoing, and I'm yet to fly that victory flag until I see, an actual tangible prevention method for making sure something like this doesn't happen again.
I agree with that second half too, but IJ, I got to hold you accountable to the first sentence. I got to call you out on it because I think that it's important for us to be fair both ways. I don't feel as though yesterday was an example for you to call to a gross lack of communication. It broke at noon Eastern. There was a acknowledgement a few hours after, and there was a solution within 14 hours baked into the game. So I don't know. And then DJs, I'm going to call you out and hold you accountable too.
Yeah.
Because you were blowing up my phone like 20 minutes after it happened. People need time to triage, and people need time to see what's going on. And maybe we have an unrealistic expectation of not getting a communication within the first hour. So it's just not possible to even know, hey, we know that there's something going on. Okay, give them an hour or two to say that. But, 14 hours to solution, I think, is record breaking. And
you know what?
It's
1,000%. 1,000%. 14 hours to solution. You're not going to get me to. I will never in a thousand years say that is bad, unexpected. Even the communication that came this morning at 7:51, I'm happy with that communication. Yesterday was a different story, man. I mean, I was there, front line. I was looking for updates. It was silence all across the world. I think communication definitely could have been better yesterday. And even then, even if we recognize that there's a problem, I don't think that it needs to be 1 to 2 hours for them to just simply say, hey, we see something going on. Give us a minute. We'll let you know what's going on. We're going to come back to you. We just had nothing. So I'm.
How long did it take them, an official, to make the first
3 hours?
Acknowledgement?
3 hours.
Okay, so that is great, good feedback for our new community manager.
Yeah, 3 hours right there, and so yeah. But hey, I will say this. This is why I am proud of this show. Griffin can have a different opinion. I can have a different opinion, and we can represent the community. So that's okay. I'm not fussy about that, but I do disagree. I think we could have done better. I think is how I'll say that, Griffin. We could have done better yesterday for sure.
With the initial acknowledgement of there being a problem, specifically.
With communication, right? Yeah, because I even said last night on the show, to be honest with you, I was not angry about this issue with Alliance tournaments. It was a new bug. This was a technological, unforeseen circumstance. As you had indicated from the Dublin side, I was in communication with the LA side. We knew that there was an issue that was over a lot of people's heads, and we were going to need time to jump in and figure it out. I understand that.
Totally.
I was less fussy yesterday with the tech. I was more fussy with the communication to players. And then, as Alex points out, 3 hours in, we have the message that something's going wrong. 5 hours in, we have mission accomplished. We fixed the bug, and we're going to send you a compensation chest, which, by the way, it still needs to be discussed. The compensation is not good enough for what players needed, given the whole task reboard and reset and everything. So there was that. And then, then we said, hey, we've got a fix. But we didn't test that fix. We just said, hey, we fixed it, and we pushed it, and it wasn't fixed. So to IJ's point, and by the way, this is all for the point of debate and healthy discourse. What I believe yesterday was one of the biggest frustrations was communications, A. But B, then just making sure that what happened with that communication was a shotgun response. We, as you had mentioned, Griffin, we were shooting, we were trying to get it out, we were trying to make sure, and then it ended up failing. So that is...
And then the other problem with the communication yesterday is the times are different for me, but it seems like 5 p.m. my time, the event reset happened. And at 5 o'clock is when we knew that the Alliance turns had a problem within a minute or two, right?
Let's see. No, 5.
Noon your time is 5 my time. Noon your time.
Yeah.
They launched at noon your time.
They launch at 11 a.m. They launch at 11. Alliance tournaments are now
an hour early.
Yeah.
That's right, because that reset. Yeah. So 2 hours after the reset, Simpoli comes on with an unrelated message about infinite incursions, unofficial.
Bad timing.
So in 2 hours, there's no mention of what's happening live.
No.
Simpoli has this information about incursions. That makes everybody go, well, what about what's happening now?
Yeah.
And then a further hour and a half later, which is now 3 hours and 27 minutes after the fact, we hear from Sierra that they're investigating the issue. 180, 200, 210 minutes later, and 2 hours after the previous announcement, which was unrelated to the actual problem.
Yeah.
See, this, in a nutshell, this is an excellent example for this new season of comms that we're working with hey, here's what happened, and here's where we think it could be better. And I think that's very fair. So, IJ, I was wrong. You're right, especially with this unplanned in-between message from Polly. How unfortunate was that? Right? Yeah. That should be better.
It was, but again, the tech I felt yesterday was lesser frustrating than some of that. However, I'm going to circle this back around to also something that IJ just said, probably not even realizing he said it, but absolutely tying into a very well-known psychological fact that Cam is dealing with, and I know the Fleet Command team is dealing with, and we've talked to you guys about it. IJ says, bad comms then, bad comms now. We're talking about an event being corrected as a win. Here's the part of player trust that Cam has it is a monumental challenge, because we've even talked about this, Griffin. When you fail one time, you go backwards 3 to 6 steps. All right, 3 to 6 3 to 6 months, 3 to 6 implementations. You do a lot more damage with a mistake than you do good with a successful launch. Cam knows this. We've talked about this. He wants, and we even asked the chat, how many successful bug-free launches do you need to have in order for you to start to believe? Most of the chat says 6 months. All right.
6 to 9. Yeah.
Most of the chat says 6 months. A few very friendly players have said maybe 3 or 4, but Cam is operating under 6. Now look, pull me, push me, saying 6 clean launches. Cam knows this. And even when we had the Alliance tournaments problem, and I don't mean bug-free, but I mean handled properly, executed well, Guffa, because again, yesterday, I personally was willing to forgive on the tech because it was brand new. It was something new, but implementation, handling it, and then even I am going to step onto tech just a little bit because, hey, we probably should have been able to test this. Okay, we probably should have been able to test this. I know it. So we can talk more about what testing is necessary a little bit later. But yeah, I'm going to go with 3 to 6 months smooth. 3 to 6 months with a positive experience. Minor, non-game breaking bugs are expected. They can happen. But when the core feature breaks down, that's when then you communicate poorly about it. That sows seeds of distrust. So coming back to IJ's comment, absolutely right there is proof in the pudding that he has of yet started to believe in the new process. And why should he? Why should he? Because right here, right now, we fumbled the ball on the 2-yard line. And we start the clock all over again. Exactly,
Super
Budget
frustrating.
Runner. 4 years ago, this communication would have been praised, but now, after months/years of this type of behavior and this type of treatment from a corporation to its clients, it's just not good enough. All right, so
Yeah,
I say, and Cam knows this. 6 months. 6 months is what it's going to take for positive player experience, for players to start to believe. And a lot of what we're seeing in chat right now is exactly that. And why I understand, I empathize, I completely agree with IJ's point, because as of now, the clock has been reset. As of now, the clock is at 0. We haven't started the 6 months because we fumbled so fantastically yesterday.
Yes, and I agree. I agree with that. And I'm already drafting my feedback on that. Hammy is sitting right next to me all day the last 2 days. Hammy's the one typing up feverishly most of the updates that you actually finally did hear. Yeah. So Hammy's doing great. I'm sure he says hello to everybody.
Yeah, Hammy has been in Dublin with the team this past week. So and I know that he's been very busy. Actually, even before that, he was working on something else and was working for.
He was blinking. Yes, I saw. I clocked at least 8 blinks in the last 2 days.
Yeah. Waffly, and you know what? Again, same like IJ. Waffly, I know Waffly. Waffly went on the cruise with us. Great guy. We spent many hours at night hanging out, having goon-based smashes, and watching late-night Star Trek movies on the deck of Star Trek The Cruise. Waffly is frustrated with his player experience. He says, we don't believe them. We believe in you guys, but unfortunately, they slap your defense of them in the face. And while I'm going to say maybe that's a little dramatic, a little extreme, you are right. A lot of times, we base our feedback and we base our communication to you based off their communication to us or their wish list. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Right? Sometimes a fumble happens, a tech issue happens, sometimes an error happens. We're human. You can make any number of reasons or excuses or whatever you want to call them. And I personally, Waffly, don't expect anybody ever to act in perfection. All right? I make mistakes every single day.
It is about where your bar is and what you find to be acceptable.
Yeah, I make mistakes
every single day. Now, an example of a low bar would have been, you know what? Let's just leave it. They'll figure it out. It's an anthology arc anyway.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. Who cares? We'll run it again. We'll say we're sorry. We'll run it again next week to compensate. That's low bar. That's old school. No, we got people in early and overtime and all talking to each other to find a solution and deploy it in 14 hours. Mm-hmm. Start to finish. That is a high bar. So it's not about how perfect you are. It's about what you are personally good with.
How do you handle? Yes.
And what they're personally good with is dramatically higher as a bar because now they come to work every day knowing that the expectation as an individual, as a group, and as a company is to deliver what's best or what's right for the player first and put the player first.
Yeah, I agree. And Waffly, I 100% acknowledge your point because I know you. I know that you're not naturally a pessimistic guy. You're just frustrated right now. And people like Cam, people like Beck, people like Connor see that and kind of feel that now. So I don't want to say that they intentionally mislead us in exchange for us defending them to you guys. I think they want to do what they tell us they're doing, but they fail at certain pieces, whether they're small or large, and that is kind of what I'm talking about. That resets the trust factor, right? We've got to get that rebuilt.
They also ask for our honesty and our feedback as long as it's fair. I had the opportunity to sit down with a decision maker who was directly responsible for greenlighting, for example, the Loot Museum. What do we call that? The Independent Archives the NX01. And what is it? You have to opt 61 or what is it? 61 or 71, but you should have been 51. Okay. I was able, we talked that out, and I looked that individual directly in the face and say, that was wrong. That's not putting the player first. I still don't understand your concept of the defense of that position, and you should go revisit it because that is not putting the player first. That should have capped at 51, not 61, and you just heard why from the 3 people who spoke before me. So that's my feedback for you, and it was taken. I'm not saying that that's changing. I'm saying that we had the opportunity to present that feedback and that it was received. Like, I understand what you're saying. In the past, we would not have had that conversation. It just, it is what it is, and it is what it is. Now, everything's on the table. And that's so refreshing, you guys. So, Waffly, I get you. I get what you're saying, man. And yes, Waffly, I love you, bud. You're a great guy. I'm telling you, it's more, is it 71 alpha? I forget if it, but the point was made that it should have been 51. Waffly, I'm telling you, they are here to listen. They want to hear what we think is wrong, and they want to genuinely do what's right when they can, when it makes sense for them financially. You know, and I respect the hell out of that.
I'm going to draw a comparison. Hey, Maj, thank you for your 45-month resub. Appreciate that. Jongo, I missed you a few minutes ago. 48 months on the tier 3. You legend.
Thanks, Django.
Craig. Thank you, Philly, Tony Pie, dropping your guys' subs in here. Master Yodi, thank you guys so very much. I appreciate that a great deal. I'm going to draw a comparison for you, Waffly, while we're talking about this point. Let me draw a comparison. We've often joked, even though we have joked that they don't know the product or they don't play the game like we do. Like we know the mechanics. We know the ins and outs. We're the min-maxers. We know this game better than anybody. That's why we always ask new hires if they play the game. You guys asked if Cam plays the game, right? So I think that the best way that I'm going to kind of describe this for me is we had a culture where there was obviously a disconnect. We had a culture where there was no two-way communication. We had a culture where they made unilateral decisions with no feedback or no input or no desire to get that input. Now, all of a sudden, a new sheriff is in town and says, hey, we're going to do this. I need you to understand. I want the players to be able to communicate to you, and I need you to be able to communicate back intelligently. Right? Like, let's talk about the actual game. Let's go back to the Raul Reaver and that math. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about why are the players saying this is not good enough when we mathematically think that it is. Where is the disconnect? So what I may present to you, Waffly, is, and by the way, there's no excuse for this, but again, I demonstrated as evidence to change, is that now Cam is forcing this culture where they have to be able to understand the game the way we play it. And that will never happen quickly. Guys, I'm going to say, when we started playing this game, we did not understand it from the turn of a hat. Okay? This game is deep. Listen, we didn't understand this game in the first year, much less 8 years in. You know, so I am going to feel like they also are on a little bit of a learning curve here. Okay, because I think that there's a lot of them, Griffin, where even I heard earlier today that there was a conversation that happened where players were able to explain a very logical, reasonable position in this game, and maybe you can talk about it generally speaking based on what you observed. But there was a genuine exchange of ideas where it wasn't just Scopely talking to the creators, it was the creators explaining certain things to the team and them wanting to try to interpret it or build it in a certain way, at least from a sharing of perspectives that STFC themselves have not actually had before, right? They are understanding the game from the player's perspective, maybe for the first time ever.
Well, I will say that I was very impressed with everybody's knowledge of the game and how the game works. Even the engineers, even the players, even the engineering core who has been with the company for less than a year, they do play the game. They do understand the game. And the mechanic, they might not understand the best crewing mechanics in every case, but they do understand it. The back and forth and the request for new ideas and new ways to interact came from every department. It came from leadership. It came from engineering. It came from narrative, certainly, maybe the most. It came from game design and from product as well. And we did have good collaborative discussions in a roundtable environment where ideas were shared. And, we were hearkening back to the old days and sort of, similar things that might have been tried once and forgotten in the past that we could bring back in a better way. The thirst for understanding the perspective of the player at Digit here in Dublin is insatiable. They want to hear everything that we have to say about any topic we want to talk about, and they're taking copious notes instead of just sitting there. Nobody's looking at the computer checking their phone. They're all engaged with eye contact and taking notes, and that is, of course, very refreshing to see, and it's very genuine because the dialogue in the back and forth came up with really fun what-if ideas even that may never make it into the game, but things that they have been thinking about that maybe somebody like Lube might bring up an idea, and they look at each other like, oh, okay, they're probably 80% there already. It's just fun to hear the back and forth on what could be possible in the game. And it does show a healthy appetite for not only knowledge and understanding, but passion for the product they're developing. And I thought that was great.
I agree with all of that. And but I'm going to be devil's advocate for just a moment and say that if that were the culture, if that were the desire for the last 7 years, it wouldn't feel so new and so fresh and so insatiable. It would just be run of the mill.
1,000%.
It would be run of the mill.
This is the product of Cam coming in and making sure everybody understands you have a voice at this table. You don't need to feel like you're fifth down on the food chain in order to have a good idea and share it. It doesn't matter what department you're in. It doesn't matter what position you hold. Everybody has a voice when it comes to making the game better and new ideas and things that can be improved upon. That's what Cam promised he was going to bring to the table in our interview that we have with him, which you guys will watch in the near future. And what I saw the last 2 days, just based on how people were acting openly in a forum with their bosses around them, you could tell that they definitely have a new sense of ownership of their own ideas and their ability to express them. And that's very refreshing. It's just like Maddox Man 40 said. They said that they're in a profession where change doesn't come easy and small changes are met with huge pushback from all directions, usually leadership. I can see small changes that have been made over the past several months. I can say that I'm cautiously optimistic. That's the best feedback they can hope for. And that's exactly what I saw in person last 2 days.
Jamabi writes, 100,000 Toy Mice says this is the exact same combo that will be repeated 5 more times this year. And I'm going to joke with you, Jamabi, and I say, I hope so. And the reason I say that is because I want this to manifest. I want to see these changes being made. Now, from the other side of the coin, I don't want it to be from a defensive posture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to be from a position of, well, okay, it's been all bad, and this is what we're going to start with right now. As Waffley says, unfortunately, they have an overwhelming history of losses. And there have been individuals that gain the trust, and then, that fire gets extinguished. And the good news about this, Waffley, is, brother, this is a senior VP. Like, this isn't a community manager level position or a LiveOps level position that can get chased away into the night. Nobody's chasing Cam off. Like, unless it's Walter and Javier, okay? Those are the only 2 people that Cameron Stewart answers to. And other than that, all right, he's going to be the one that's doing some chasing into the night. What do you got over here? Did you just open a gift chest?
Well, I just opened a gift chest that had the rest of my notes in here to make sure that I haven't missed anything while you're talking.
Well, that would be fantastic. As a matter of fact, let's get to, if you want to take a second to look at that and make sure that there's nothing else that you wanted to relay, because I know it is probably getting close to the time that you're going to have to head to the airport here shortly. But yeah, that's what I don't want, Jamabi. I don't want it to start all over. I hope that we continue the conversation. I hope that the positivity continues. I'm going to continue my criticism when things fail. I'm going to continue the devil's advocate position, but I'm going to do so. I'm going to do so in a respectful, professional way, and I think that's what anybody would expect from this channel by here and now, and why we're able to have and build some of these things and these seats at the table that have eventually kind of now manifested itself to us here 7 years in. Is it too little, too late? Well, it's definitely late. I don't think it's too late, though, and that's, I guess, maybe just where my years of therapy and my 60 milligrams of Prozac every day help me out a little bit, okay?
I think that's great.
I don't think it's too late. All right, let's take a look in the notebook here, Griffin, and see what we have, anything else that you would like to share, because if we do, we would need to get to that before you have to get to the airport.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna bounce and head on out of here. What I really liked is when we talked a lot about the tech side and really determining what needs to change. The culture there is that there is a gap in trust, and it's an evidence gap, which is causing a trust gap. So
agreed, yeah.
If you feel as though we're taking 2 steps back every time we make a mistake, they do too.
Hey, Samo!
And that's why everybody is so focused on it.
Welcome.
Who's there? Oh, hey,
Major
Samo.
Samo just raided in. Getting our
Greetings from Ireland.
debrief from Dublin, Ireland. The question is, how many pubs and different beers were you able to try out while you've been there, Griffin?
Sadly, only 6. I mean, I wish there were more time for that in the 2 nights I was here, but I'll have to come back. I didn't kiss the Blarney Stone. I didn't go to the library at the college. I didn't see the book about all the historical stuff. So, it's a shame. It's a crime to come to Ireland for literally 40 hours.
Yeah.
40 hours.
Hopefully,
and then leave. That's just, you count.
Hopefully one day I get to join you out there. It would be good. Yeah, and Voltron, Griffin is not in a full studio. Obviously didn't travel with the full studio all the way across the world. We're in a hotel room with a laptop.
I sound like I've got a Bluetooth headset on. I'm sorry. That's, it is what it is. I didn't have anything to do.
No, and I'm thrilled to death that we're actually able to get this report from the streets of Dublin, Ireland. So I really appreciate it. And
literally in real time. We're not digesting and waiting a week to get it. This is as it really happens. There's a lot to talk about seasons, but we've talked so much about seasons in previous episodes of the show. There's not a whole lot new other than the whole idea of game design, product, and LiveOps working as one team to make it a better experience for us. Really, the last thing I want to talk about is the amazing conversation and trust building that all of your favorite outside of the game creators who create the amazing tools, Chronox with his STFC.pro, obviously Jules Verne is not here, but the whole team was represented for all of their products. And I am here to tell you firsthand how open Scopely is, probably for the first time, having met everybody in person, and Quasel and the whole team, developing tools to enhance not only how their tools interact with Star Trek Fleet Command, the app, but really trusting them with content which has already been created. I'll give you an example. There's a member of the narrative team who is tasked and has just started with really going through and diving into what we've been talking about for years with officer abilities, captain's maneuvers, and below deck abilities, how they use different phrasing and they call one action 5 different names, and it's very difficult to understand what works where. And that's sort of narrative debt that they need to pay back. Well, here comes Stewie Doo, and here comes Quasel, and they have like a literal complete list, top to bottom, of every officer, what it actually does, and what it actually says. Now, this individual and Quasel never would have met if it would have been for this meeting. And that exchange of ideas of, hey, this is a problem that I don't know when we're going to get to because it requires so much time. And, oh, we've already paid your debt, and here's what we have for you today. That level of trust and communication is invaluable. So I look forward to the future and seeing how the tools which have been developed for Star Trek Fleet Command will incorporate themselves into the game through the blessing of having backlight plants in our lives, DJs. The comms team was one of the first to jump on how to incorporate the hard work of others within the game that we play every day. And that's where the view screen came from. Mm-hmm. And that's where incorporating videos, which they will never have the time, resources, and money to make, can then be added into the game through the view screen. My feedback to leadership in engineering, who are responsible for things like the battle log, which we have one that's 1 billion times better outside of the game, right? Is, well, hey, if comms was able to figure out how to incorporate CCs and their hard work and actually get it into the game by way of a link, why don't you just put who does that tool? It's not Quasel. It's
there's a couple. Lightbull's got Lightbull's
is that the PhD one?
No, Chronox has PhD. Lightbull has Spock's Club.
Chronox PhD.
And then Pseudo has PhD.
Pseudo.
Yeah, Pseudo.
Their tools PhD. In all the, why don't you put where there's a battle log and we want to see more. If you say that there's an enormous amount of tech debt to figure out how to get the data and put it into the game in a way that people want to see, we've already done it. Why don't you just put a link on the battle log where you click it and it opens up their battle log? If it's good for comms, why can't it be good for you?
Are you serious right now? That would be incredible. Just like there's a sync to Spock's Club, just have a sync of your battle logs to go straight to. Oh my god! Oh my god!
If it worked for comms, why can't it work for engineering? Take advantage of the work that's done with you. Just click on it and boom, there you go.
Well, that's incredible.
Ideas like that never would have been thought of if we weren't all in the same room at the same time. Not saying that's entering the game in the immediate future, but I'm just saying that sort of idea and putting the right people in the right room to show off their hard work to the people who can actually use it and incorporate it for the rest of us. I mean, this symposium has been an absolute blessing, and the people who put it together deserve all the props.
Silvertab says, here's what I need, Griffin. Make this happen. I need a pop-up that says, hey, dummy, that officer doesn't work on this target. All right, yeah.
That's exactly what we're talking about. That's exactly right. Best I can do for you today is a narrative back button.
Yeah,
but we'll get to work on the other stuff.
We'll get there. I'm glad that you guys had a good time. Of course, I was unable to be there with you guys. I feel like I was there in a little bit of spirit. I got to hang out on a couple of the Zoom calls. Griffin and Cam called the other night while somebody was absolutely not embarrassing themselves on the stage of karaoke. No idea who that could have maybe possibly.
We called you while we were singing Will Ferrell's Happy together because poor DJz was so grumpy, so we just clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Yeah. I get this little video message right there. So
anyway, we are happy.
It was a good time, and I'm glad that you guys had that experience. I'm really glad that the EU got to have this experience. You know, Griffin, we've had this kind of experience in LA for a couple of years, or San Diego a couple of years. This is the first time. And this is where I just kind of come back and I say, man, it just feels like culture, feels like things are changing just a little bit, because this is the first time that they have in fact prioritized a meeting with the European creators. I mean, half of this game hail from the other side of the world. And so the fact that you have all these creators, all these amazing tool guys, and all these players that do exist outside of the North American servers, I thought it was really nice just in recognizing that and meeting with, creators from the other side of the world. I thought that was pretty fantastic as well. So
it was great to be here to observe and to facilitate and be an emissary for our Talking Trek community. And I am very thankful to the EU team for allowing me to tag along on their little adventure and take some good notes and bring them back to the class. So we have even more to go on with what to look for in the future. And there are some major announcements coming about the immediate future that are all good. You're going to look forward to hearing them very soon.
Yeah. With response to the things that have changed over time, I saw, is it Mannix Man? I've always called him Manx Man, but, I say names wrong all the time. He was talking about, the experience in game. And this kind of goes to your comment there, Real. It's not necessarily, it's easy to put it into a box. Like, it's easy to look at this black and white and say, okay, you guys are talking about talk, but there have actually been changes. And I think that we've seen some of those, and obviously not enough yet, right?
I'll hold you accountable to that comment. Yes, more need to become, but you can't say that there haven't been.
Agreed.
The Shackle never would have been unshackled. That new ship never would have been completely redone for the math. And literally, they credit Jules Verne for absolutely coming up with the math and making it make sense. So huge props to Jules Verne and his team in the lab. Perhaps you contributed to that. Never would have happened without all their hard work. There have been changes to roadmap that have been delayed because things aren't ready yet, that you have not heard about, that you will, and things that happened in the past. So with respect, and I appreciate they're here, I got to call you out on that. I got to hold you accountable about one fact. You cannot say that there has not been effective change demonstrated yet. There needs to be more. But we are already on the road to that.
I'm going to point out two things that I see right here. First of all, regarding the Shackle, yes, it affects 2% of the game, Wolfwood, but it will eventually, in time, affect everybody. How many times have we always said and we've kind of joked about it, but we have always said that the leading edge players are basically paying to beta test the game. right? They're paying to
Oh,
beta test
Wolfwood, and here that you guys all like to yell and scream about VIP Discord and how everyone's so mad at VIP Discord and how everyone's all grumpy in VIP and that, oh, what does that mean for me if the top players aren't happy with the game? Why would you make that comment and say it only affects the top 2% of the game when we have been so focused on what's going on in VIP Discord and how unhappy people seemingly are there?
Well, but not only that,
this is
my point is that they are often the ones that experience the brand newest content up front. If we find things that can be fixed, that will trickle down to everybody. And so let me use this example. You say, the Gilded Shackle affects 2%. Okay, that's fair. What about the Reaver? All right, the Reaver is upwards of 20 to 22% of the game. And I'm showing you on your screen right here. And by the way, I pull up this screenshot. Why, Griffin? Because I had it handy. Why did I have it handy? Because this even today made its way back into conversation, which was, basically looking at the impact that players like Jules Verne and Lube have had on introducing or reintroducing content to you guys that actually does make a difference. And so when we look here, again, I'm going to kind of remind you, it's goofy. It's almost silly. When you look at this bottom red line, that's what it was. That's what you were going to ship. Okay, that's what you were going to get, and based on all of these other suggestions from communities and my data, hey, I give 98.9% credit for my suggestions to Major Samo, to Quasel, to Tibbs. I think who was I with on Warp Drive 5? Dr. Iron Chef. I was on the Warp Drive 5 in San Diego while my leg was being gnawed on by a baby Gorn working on this map.
Ew.
All right. I remember, I will never forget, because we were dealing with all this. I was in the airport when Cam called and said, we're going to pull the ship. And right then, Griffin, I told you about this conversation. He comes back and says, you have 24 hours to give me a solution. Right? And I'm sure I wasn't the only person he said that to. Obviously, he said that to Lou. He said it to Jules as well. And he said it to a whole host of other designers and teammates. So when we look at this, and Wolfwood, this is where I disagree. All right? You say it's all talk. Right here is just one example that it's not. Now, again, is it going to be perfect overnight? No, it's not. Okay? Yesterday was a very good example of that. And were we critical and did we hold them accountable? Yes, we did. And I think they are coming through. I think they're coming through with what we would have expected.
with a good solution. This away team assignment thing was, I'm asleep. This Alliance tournament decision was what was best for the player. And they didn't need to do it. And in the past, they would have killed the thing or they would have left it as is. And they didn't. So Wolfwood says it's Lucy with the football. No. Them going in overnight and fixing it and returning it is Lucy not yanking the football. The Reaver being delayed and fixed and the economy changing on the Reaver is Lucy not tugging the football away. And there are more examples of that. So I get what you're coming from, because I get it. Charlie Brown is sick of the football being tugged away.
Totally get it.
I'm telling you, the last 3 months, I have seen that football get kicked in between the field goal posts more often than not. And I like it.
Yeah. Cottontail says, I've been quite excited over the last few months. I can tell that things are happening. I look forward to seeing them come to light. We're not there yet, obviously, but it does look and feel just a little bit differently. And so, I feel like that's something that's worth discussing. Jamabi says the Reaver was designed under Cam's watch. Yeah, I agree. But again, we've also said that he's not a granular guy. Okay, he wouldn't be in charge of the spreadsheets. He didn't read the math, the formulas on this.
Don't confuse Cam with Billy from accounting. Yeah. Don't confuse the two. Okay, when Billy's Billy, then Cam has a little talk with Billy, and then Billy is a changed person.
Yeah. So, well, I'm not going to go that far. I think Billy's still going to try to Billy us here now and then, but now we have an opportunity to.
Billy's going to Billy.
Billy's going to Billy, but at least we've got a way to challenge. You know what? I'm going to say this. for the first time ever, we've got an opportunity to challenge Billy. And
we do.
And Skippy.
And Billy was challenged, and Billy lost on the Shackle.
Yes.
100%. Billy lost on the Shackle.
Skippy.
And he didn't even put up a fight because he knew he was going to lose. So he conceded. He conceded before the fight was fought.
And Skippy, to your point, I'm going to read this because I think this is fair. I'm sure a lot of people think this, and you said it, so I appreciate it, and I value it. He says, don't take this personal, but would you both share these same feelings if you weren't in such close conversations with them? So there's a couple of points on this. One, I don't know. That's not our scenario. What I do know is that it is only for the benefit of all of us that we are getting close to them. Okay, it is only for the benefit. This is kind of the payoff that I have wanted for years. That, you know, I've always said, listen, a professional approach, being respectful, listen, being critical, being real, being honest. Okay, but also listen, I am willing to work with you. Okay, I understand your business got to make money. I'm willing to work with you. I'm not just going to yell and cuss or scream and yell or whatever. So I think that this is a result of some of that, Skippy. And as a result of us being able to be close, that is now manifesting. 7 years later, this is manifesting into something where we are able to suggest reasonable change. And you take a look at this ship right here, the Reaver, and this right here is evidence of it. And if Billy tries to Billy for the first time ever, those conversations and those connections, those relationships that we're building, Skippy, give us the avenue to challenge Billy. You see what I'm saying?
And my answer to your question is, you're right, DJs. We're not in that position, and that's by choice. I don't know how I would feel because I'm not going to put myself in the position to not take advantage of a relationship when we can. Yeah. I mean, this is a show where, I mean, literally, I didn't have to come here. They didn't fly me out here. Griffin bought an airplane ticket and his own hotel to be in Dublin, Ireland, when I very easily could have been barbecuing on the pergola tonight because Junior goes back to school in 2 days. But I'm here because I believe not only in our community, and it's so important to me, but I also believe in Cam. And I believe in this game and Star Trek as a whole being important to all of us. That's why we're here. And so when I had an opportunity to see firsthand what was going to happen, and where the rubber meets the road, and here's this decision, and it's going to go one way or the other. Is it going to go to the benefit of the player, or is it going to go to the benefit of Billy from accounting? I needed to see it firsthand, and that's why I'm here. Of course, I'm also here to meet Lube and Stewie and Quazel and Minnie and all the other people, CBDDU, everybody who's here. It's great to build those relationships. I'm happy I'm here. I would do it just for that reason. But especially when you have the opportunity to affect change and see how a company works and really get under the hood and see, okay, this is what we're hearing on the outside. And even when you send an emissary to San Diego and we meet you in person, this is what you say your plan is. Here's an opportunity to open the hood and look at the engine and see, is your engine really as clean as you say it is? Yeah. And guess what, you guys? The engine's clean. The engine is clean. Now, it just is going to take time for them to build that trust. Like they say on their roadmap, which is private internal data, which I cannot share with you, but it's basically the lack of trust comes through a lack of evidence. And we need to provide that evidence. And that's what they're all about. And that's why they're so excited to come to work. Yeah. So, no, it's not about, oh, well, you guys are just close to it. It's not handed to us. We work for this because we care about it, because we care about our community and we care about the longevity of the game.
So, Alex, regarding that roadmap, that will come to you very, very soon. I actually also have the same roadmap, and actually, I just got, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. I just got a lot of information regarding M94, and it's not even leak ready yet, all right, because I still have some things that I want to confirm and some things that I want to investigate, but based on what I see, I actually do feel kind of good regarding certain elements that we love, like player choice, like officer sourcing. Things like that are actually going to look nice in next month's Battle Pass. You know what? Vic says, come on, leak a little. I'll tell you this. Cam's mission was to make the $20 Battle Pass irresistible, and you guys thought it was good this month. As a matter of fact, I saw, because now, Griffin, by the way, you don't know about this yet. I got invited to the VIP Discord yesterday. I'm in VIP now.
I'm very happy for you. Maybe I can step foot back in there a little more often too. Congratulations.
Yeah. I was in there, and even some of those players have.
How'd that go?
It was scary, but they were very kind, most of them, and welcomed me pretty well. Yeah, it was a good time over there yesterday and today. Chatted a little bit, but even they have acknowledged that, and I say even they, but spenders, right? Spenders are acknowledging that, hey, this $20 is getting much more valuable. This battle pass is proving to be, in quotes, irresistible, and guys, it's actually going to get better.
If your button's ready, get ready to push it, because if you think it's true now, wait until you see what their plans are for these battle passes and seasons, because Cam has indeed said, hold my beer.
Yeah, well, M94 battle pass is going to be really, really crazy too. So yeah, if you have been of the mind, Putz is going to say, I was really close this month. Putz might break it out next month. I don't know. I'm not going to say, okay? But they are certainly investing and adding value. And as far as Jamabi...
Caladon says that there's a VIP plus program that they didn't let you in.
They created it yesterday. They created it yesterday just because I brought down the neighborhood values is what I was told yesterday. Juby did that. Yeah. But, Jamabi, I guess... You know what? Again, circling back to the trust. Yeah, here we are, right? You don't trust, and it's understandable. It's deserved.
Yeah, I agree.
It's deserved even. So hopefully you have the patience to wait and see. I hope, for all of our sakes, that they prove you wrong. And that it turns into something that we actually love again. I hope so. And you know what? You're right to feel the way you do. You're entitled to that. And all the evidence in the world points to you being right. I guess there's an X factor here today that we haven't had for the last 6 years. And I hope that we can see that. As far as, I will say this, one area where you might need to sit down and be wrong is, quote, the money is pouring in, bruh. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a reason Walter and Javier hired Cam, okay? And it's not because they're paying the bills. All right. Let me just tell you right now.
Definitely not the top crown jewel of the franchise, bringing in the lion's share of the money, which is why he has the opportunity to reset the schematic in broad daylight and make sweeping changes that will positively affect players after he makes a little mess.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, that's what we've got. All right, Griffin, thank you so very much. As we get ready to wrap up this portion of our show, what we'll do is we'll take a break on Twitch and then come back to a stream element because we've got to do some stuff with the GoWheel and we've got to do some shenanigans and have some fun. Plus, I need to finish my dailies. So we're going to come up with that right after this break. Griffin, any final things, any final notes or words of wisdom, advice, or hope live from Dublin, Ireland, where Griffin attended the first annual European Content Creator Summit. Anything we got for you, buddy? Thank you so much, by the way, for being here.
It is a pleasure to report on remote from Dublin, Ireland, and a wonderful time. Thank you to Digit and Scopely for the hospitality. I'd just like to advise people that one day in the very near future, you will log into the game. You will look at your officer presets, and where you thought you saw Harry Kim to bring morale onto your ship, suddenly you will see Neelix. Do not panic. Your morale is still being applied. It is simply that Neelix will now be the morale officer, not Harry Kim. Nothing to change on your presets. You just formerly saw Harry. Now you saw Neelix. You're welcome.
And with that, we will take a break, ladies and gentlemen. My name is UltimatDJz. This is Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. Will return right after these words. Don't go anywhere. I just realized that I changed around the commercial break screen, and apparently the logo is covering up text. Look at that. Guys, why can't I do things right the first time? Jeez. We're going to fix it live. What could possibly go wrong? Hang on. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it live. Just give me a second. This will be completely fine. Don't worry about anything. Whoop-ah! Nope, wrong one. That, right, there. Let's see if that works. Hey, got it! Oh, now I've got, hold on, now I got to move this. It's not centered. There we go. Does that look better? Does that look better? Hold on, let's redesign this a little bit. Let's make this look great. Boom. Is that centered? Does that look fantastic? What about this? Does this need to move over a little bit? We're doing it live. Matters, Tarpy, we're doing it live. Perfect. By the way, Tarpy, you'll notice on our commercial break screen and our closing screen that now, as demanded by executive producer Tarpy, we have now added our list of recognized Patreon subscribers to our page. It was a large list. It was a large list, so I had to make it. You know what? Maybe we can make it a little bit bigger. Think we make it just a little bit larger? Can we make it impressively larger? There, how's that? Let's check that. Boom. Is that a little bit better? Can you guys actually read it? We'll go with that. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the show. My name is UltimatDJz. This is Talking Trek Live, Star Trek
Big one right there.
official
That's impressively large.
podcast. Thank you, guys. Oh, what's up, everybody? It was slightly off to the center left. Okay,
I'm number one.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Maybe number 111. We'll get it fixed a little bit later. Thank you, Trader. Appreciate that. Thank you guys also very, very much. Appreciate that.
DJ.
What?
What is wrong with you?
Many, many, many things. Lizard. Hey, by the way, guys, I have something fun for you to do. I have an idea for you guys to tinker with if you guys are up for the challenge. Today, Bafty and I were talking about the Lego race, and we agreed that, Tarpy, we agreed that I don't need you guys to slow her down in order for me to win. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Is Tarpy here? She's still muted. I see you, Zypher. She might be cooking some amazing food. Oh, there she is.
No, I'm here.
There you are.
Here.
So the issue that Bafty is worried about is that she doesn't need, that I don't need any help beating her in this race, which, you know, that's fine. However, she did suggest the idea of a distraction wheel. Not necessarily pause timeouts, but for you guys to be able to offer distractions such as lemon juice shots or Bean Boozled, or for Bafty, like eating olives and things like that. Right, drinking a Coors Light, something like that. So we've got exactly 1 week until our Lego race, and you guys will have an opportunity to help us come up with a distraction wheel that we're going to spin that night for bits or subs or anything like that. So it won't be a timer, Tarpy, that slows us down. It'll just simply be something that might throws us a speed bump. Omicron says, you're your own distraction wheel, my friend. I know. Mimi says, Bafty doesn't watch your content if she thinks you won't need help beating her. First of all, she's nervous. Okay? She knows. Not worried about it. So that'll be fine. Will Oliver finally be able to wax my nostril? Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I need to get that done. All right, I got to get it done. Hot sauce shots? Oh, that's rough. I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. So anyway, all right, tonight I want to get back into to grinding here just a little bit. I've got to finish my dailies. I got to do things. I just tiered up my Excelsior. Now I have to use a different... Oh, the $2,000 giveaway. Tamarol, I forgot about that. You want to do that now? You guys want to do that now? Let me finish my... Can I finish my dailies? Let me finish my dailies. And then we'll give away $2,000. You want to do that? Okay, cool. All right. I forgot about it, Tamarol. Hey, Nemesis. What's going on in YouTube? Anthony, how are you? Thank you, John. What's up? How are you? Yeah. Coder Fox. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Oops. Dailies, what are those? Trying to get it done. Trying to get it done. Oh, got that one done. Enterprise says, I think I owe a bingo square. No, I don't think I owe a bingo square. I've been paying attention to that. As a matter of fact, I did make some mini goals that are available. If we get to 250 subs, which would be 2332, which we've actually gotten some subs. So we're actually only 233 away. Oh, are we at 450 PP points? All right, Enterprise, we're at 497. Holy smokes, that's a bingo square. That's a bingo square. All right, let's pull it up. Well, hot diggity dog. All right, let's pull it up. You guys got a bingo square tonight, huh? Look at that. Fantastic. Okay, so let's pop this over here real quick. So this one right here. Congratulations, guys, on another bingo square. There you go, 450 Partner Plus points. That's fantastic. Enterprise, thank you. All right, so taking a look at what we got here, we did spend a little bit of time working on our Patreon memberships. We've got the text now on our closing screens. So I'm going to have to work on that one, too. It's just a big list. We got our closing screen. We got our commercial break screen where we're adding our recognized Patreon. So thank you guys so very much. Yeah, we do have some extra things going on over on Patreon, and we're going to get back into incentivizing some of that stuff. Yeah, that's right. And there's a square for Patreon. Just going over. See, that's a distraction. I don't need that. All right, get it all out now because we can't have it on Tuesday. All right. Thank you, Manx Man. Appreciate that. So, yeah, the Patreon, we've got Studio B memberships. That's at $14.99 or higher. And then we've got down here a square. These two synergize, by the way. So if you did a Studio B membership at $14.99, it will actually count towards this 50 and count towards this 100. And I have good news for you. I don't even want to tell you yet. I'm going to surprise you with a bonus stream tomorrow, I think. I guess I just did it, didn't I? So Oliver has tell me I'm getting old without telling me I'm getting old. Oliver has middle school orientation on Thursday. Middle school orientation on Thursday. So he's staying over at his mom's house tomorrow, which means I'm going to be home alone tomorrow. Well, on a night that I wouldn't ordinarily do a stream. And right now it's 11 o'clock, which means I might actually be able to get to bed at a decent time tonight. So that means I won't be exhausted and have to go to bed at 7 o'clock tomorrow. So, Benny Hill, I could sleep tomorrow, Strider, except I'm not. I'm going to throw you guys a bonus Studio B tomorrow night. It's going to happen. And I don't really have to prep a lot for it because I've got like 3 set lists because I keep making them and then I keep not doing the show. So I have multiple set lists. So we're gonna bring. Vic says, "Is it a bonus if you haven't done it in 2 months?" Anything outside of a Saturday is a bonus. Okay, anything outside of a Saturday is a bonus. But I'm gonna try to knock one out tomorrow night. And K-pop night, maybe if you want it. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of that. Divine says movie night. We're gonna try to get that done on Friday. As a matter of fact, I have requested. Actually, I didn't. Well, yes, I requested that Friday I'm taking a half a day off, so I will be. What? Friday I will be leaving early, so Friday I won't get stuck at the office till 9 o'clock. So I definitely should be able to get home. I've requested a half a day so I can come home and get some work done and do some things. So Friday we will reschedule our movie night. Okay. So there you go. So we're gonna try to make up for a couple of things, and I will tell you we have still not yet decided on what we're gonna do with San Diego versus Philadelphia. Still on the fence about that, but we'll decide what we can do and try to get there. In the meantime, so glad that Alliance tournaments are back on the mend. I've got my 20,000 point Athena task here, which is easily done by my Academy pull. I'm very excited about that. Gonna hop in here and pull that. Matters, what's up, dude? How you doing tonight? Wait a second. Athena parts, different one.
Pardon?
That was close.
Hello?
Hey, Matters, what's
I'm
going on?
unmuted.
You are unmuted. I was getting ready to click on the wrong button. Holy smokes. They lowered the 15,000 point task for class honors. Yes, they did. I know. I was looking at the wrong one, Vic. Holy smokes, that would have been scary. All right, let's get those Athena parts cooking. And we're going to pull that one. There we go. Boom shakalaka. Fantastical. Collect that. And let's see what else we can pull up here. Unfortunately, I can't do this one. I mean, I can, but it's not as fun anymore. All right, let's try to see if we can find. I've already done Borg Sphere parts for today, so I've got one more that I can do. Ah, class honors. Boom. There we go. Those are the 3 magic ones. Those are the 3 magic ones. Love that. Okay, class honors. We're going to go pull that real quick, and then we're done with our task for today. And I'll actually get points today. I don't think I got good points yesterday. Manxman says, I've got a problem with the Duo Waves task. It should be 16, not 20. You know what? I agree. I actually agree. I know that was on the suggested list. I think Tarpy and Quasel were working together on that one. I agree. I feel like there's been some bigger fish to fry for the last couple days, but I'm going to make a note right now. Maybe we can get that modified. Duo Waves for the next run, because now that they've got some of the big items out of the way, we might be able to focus on something small. Why 16 and not 15 or 17?
It could be 24.
No, it can't be 24. I'll be honest with you. Here, you know what? Brett has a good point. Why 16 and not 15 or 17? Here's the deal. He's joking. He's being sarcastic, Matters. But I wonder if their intent was 3 waves and they're just getting you a little bit of buffer in case you can't finish it.
I think that was the
There you
intent.
go.
Yeah, so I would be worried about bringing it up. I don't know that they're going to lower it to 16, because I think their intention was 3 waves, and they were just giving you some buffer room. So, yeah, I don't know, but we can definitely bring it up.
When we say waves, they're intending players to have the Athena.
Mm-hmm.
So I had suggested 16, and they came back with a reasonable reason why it's still 20.
Oh, what was that? I missed that.
Jumped a message.
Yeah, I missed that one.
It was a month ago at this point. Let me.
Where's my shackle? There it is. Man, we still don't have legendary loot up here, do we?
3 dual wave defense runs. We want to give the player some room to fail within those runs.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, there you go then.
And so my response was, and again, this was a month ago, which I don't think it's changed much. Most players don't have an Athena, and we're still several weeks away. So 8 waves or waves of 8 at a time might be easy with an Athena, but it's still pretty hard for players who don't have one.
Yeah.
Isn't the goal of the 15, 20,000 point task specifically that it's more recent content that you may have had to pay for?
Yes. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. In the spirit of looking for tasks. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I didn't push back too hard.
Yeah, in the spirit of looking for tasks that look free to play, doable, then yeah, I understand that it's one of those special ones, and we'd like to make it easier, but
isn't there a smaller one?
Here's the thing: it is one of the smallest ones. And retrieving, let's point out too that if the intent is to have the Athena, your delivery of directives is wildly faster with the Athena. So yeah, it's not 3 weeks; it's 3 days when you have the Athena. And it does. I think it takes Matters tier 3 It's either tier 3 or
Three
tier
is
4.
a half a wave a day.
Okay, tier 4 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, tier 4 will get you that full wave a day. So, yeah, it's you got to once you have the ship, it goes crazy. It's crazy. Here, I'll show you. I haven't pulled mine yet.
What's the lower point duo wave task? Because there's a smaller one as well.
There is a smaller one. It's 10 waves. So you'd still have to do
Okay,
2.
so that's the one for people that don't have Athenas. That's 3 waves without an Athena.
Yeah.
Because you can only get to the 4th with a little bit of buffer room. So it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Here's the pull. I've got a tier 4 plus Athena. So, yeah, and it doesn't change. So tier 4 is where it maxes out retrieving on your directive pulls. And right here, it costs $1,400 to run. A double go gets you a full amount. And it's super easy to keep this thing stocked. Super easy to keep this thing stocked once you have the Athena. So
one of my other questions to go with the show notes tonight was actually to see where players were on their different buildings from the last few months, because I know we've gotten the opportunity of a lot of remote academy or remote campus parts. So where are players on their academy building right now?
on the academy building, gosh, they've been sourcing parts like that like crazy. Give me a second, I'll go look.
Right. Yeah, so the SMS right now for I think it's a 48-hour SMS. I think it's still going. The anomalous enemies one. So I think this is a 61 plus, obviously, for that building. But there's basically 2,000 parts in the Use a Borg Sphere, which is free to play by now, to go hit the Borg Sphere hostel. And you can technically hit those hostels without a Borg Sphere. So think about that.
Yeah,
So you
that can
can
be
get
done.
2,000 parts.
Yeah, no, the academy parts have been really, really good. Looks like I've been a little neglectful. I've got mine at 54, Tarpy, but it looks like I've got parts
Yeah.
to do a couple of levels. So I could probably get a couple of levels in there, but
So my other kind of thing there is at each level, each 10 levels of the building. So at level 20, you get 2 waves. At level 30, you get 2 waves. At level 40, you get
Yes.
2 waves.
yes,
And at level 50, you get 3 waves.
yes.
So
Here they
there
are. I haven't
is
claimed
a
any.
task.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neither have I, which is why I can tell you that very, very quickly. So
Yeah.
there is a task for claiming 11,200 dual wave defense
Ooh,
start.
is there?
There is. And you know what, Master Yodi? I'm going to say, hey, people, go read what Master Yodi just said to me.
Yes, same.
But I'm not going to say it out loud.
Yeah, no, well, you know, I went and killed adjudicators
So-
today, and it was a very rewarding experience.
But that can only happen in particular territories. So, for example, my alliance cannot do that.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But yeah, so, you know, you win some, you lose some. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, my point here is for all of the players who have level 40 building, level 50 something building, you have some dual wave defense starts. Use them when you can.
Yeah. There you go.
And-
dailies, I keep forgetting. Go ahead, continue.
As Divine says, it's a one-off task, but why not use it to your advantage?
Yeah, it's a rewarding task for sure. Might be a one-time claim,
it's
but
a 20,000 point task.
it's a good task. It's a good task.
Yeah. And
Nelson.
if you are a mild spender and you are over up 61, the dual wave defense pass, if you claim the entire $20 paid pass, that is also the correct number of waves for that one task.
No, I didn't know that. I haven't actually bought it.
Now you do.
I don't know if I'm going to finish it. Well, I can't finish it now because I've missed
Yeah.
some of the events. And actually, you know what? Oh, I'm so boned. It's been such a busy week. It's been such a busy week, and I realized I'm not going to finish my territory capture pass, and that actually hurts my heart because milestone 16 is so important. I will buy points.
Right.
I will buy points for this. I have to buy points for this, but I missed this entire week of territory capture.
Yeah.
It's been such a crazy week.
Ouch.
I missed the whole thing. But yeah, I'll have to buy points.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to because that's too that value. You can't ignore that. Can't do it.
If you look at $100 pack, so MJ mentioned earlier that it's $300 just in that last milestone. And I don't remember if that's true, but he's very close. But if you look at the officers down there, the territory armadas that are down there, the building parts that are there, if you look at the cost of a $100 pack versus the $20 battle pass that you paid for, you arguably have $80 of wiggle room in points packs you could buy.
That's true. I won't need that many, fortunately. I won't need that many, fortunately. But yeah, I am going to have to. I'm going to have to get points. I missed this entire week. Like a dodo bird.
Yeah.
Missed it like a dodo bird.
You were doing things, though.
It was a busy week. It was a busy week.
Yeah.
All right, almost done with dailies. Tarpy,
and-
before we give away $2,000, do you want to do the GoWheel thing?
The GoWheel thing.
Yeah, we got to add. We got to
As
add
in
some
we
bits.
add.
Yeah, we got to do. We got to do
Oh,
a boast.
goodness.
And we've got one that we can add. But I'll point out also right over here, we do have some mini goals. Yeah, that's right. I've missed 1 week so far. We do have some mini goals over here that we can hit. You guys can get a bonus stream with a $100 exclamation point tip, exclamation point donate, which we appreciate very much. If we get to 10,000 bits tonight, 73,435. Not only are we making progress towards our bingo square for 250,000 bits, but also you get a 10x odds boost on the GoWheel, which we are getting imminently closer to spinning. We are only 401 subs away. Guys, 401 subs. I'd like to have that knocked out by like this weekend, and I think we can do it. So normally we try to hit about 100 subs per show. I think we can probably do that. We're very, very close. So you guys have last second opportunity to influence the GoWheel, and we're going to do an odds boost here tonight as well. So that will be on our docket tonight, right as we get ready to give away another 2,000 buckaroos and packs inside Fleet Command. And Tarpy, I figured it out. Let me see if I can find. Where is it? Here's what I figured out. I just changed the prizes to do the math to fit the formula. Yes, Strider, $2,000. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do first place. First place winner gets $500 in packs. That's crazy. Second place winner will get $400 in packs. That's crazy. And then third place is going to get $300 in packs. That's crazy. And that equals 1,200, which means then winners 4 through 11 each get a $100 pack into their account. There will be 11 winners tonight of at least one pack. That is happening. It's cray-cray. And Juby gets a hug.
Oh my God. That is the best part. That is worth everything.
Vic says, how rigged is that? I'm using the exact same form that I've always used. You guys will recognize it. It's the one Jules built for me. So I feel like we can trust it. All right. It's the one that Jules built for me.
So that was the second year of the giveaway, right?
Yes, because I did it the first year. Disaster struck, and then Jules was like, "Hang on a second, we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen again." So, yeah. Does the winnings have to be applied to just one account? Hell no, I don't care. No. Listen, if you want to give it away, you can give it away. If you win the $500 and you want to put it on an alt, you want to give it to your alliance mates, you want to buy everybody a battle pass, that would be, let's see, $500 would be what? 25 battle passes? Please don't actually do that to me. Please.
Oh my God.
But if that's what you want to do,
I think
I don't
that
care.
would be great
Wouldn't that be cool though?
because I think it would be great because I have to do none of the administrative work for that. So
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Okay, but to answer in short, no, I don't have any problem with that. Chris says, how do we enter? The entries have already been done. Everybody who's been Prime subbed or YouTube members. Hey, what's going on over there, YouTube? YouTube, Patreon, basically any way that you support the channel. We took postcards on this one as well. We took postcards. So basically just by being active in the community, being involved and entering, whether it was through subscriptions, primes, follows, free to play postcards, all the stuff. When are we doing it? We're going to do it here in just a minute. I'm almost done with my dailies. It should only take me 5 minutes.
by the way, has there been any work on getting the Maverick pass key delivery to sync with anything?
No, but I'll tell you what I did. I couldn't take it anymore. Tarpy.
Did you just not do them for a week?
I skipped a week. Yes, I did. I skipped a week.
Yeah.
I take it back. I didn't skip the whole week. I skipped the task that I hate, which was the third solo task. I skipped that one week. Yeah, that's what I did, Philly. I skipped one task 1 week and then the next week. So basically for 2 weeks in a row, I only did the top 2 tasks. And that got me on track. So now, even though I don't pull my keys for 6 more days, all right, I am already entered. I'm already entered in the upcoming one. Like, I've got this one. Now, see, that's an example of how bad this would be. This is a 6-day cooldown or 7-day cooldown, but I've got 6 days left, and I've got 6 days before I can pull it. I would have gotten that far behind.
Doesn't that mean you then pull it on the right day?
No. Well, I might now, but I haven't been that way
now
because I've been
Way
missing
to not
pulls.
play this week.
Well, I know because I keep missing pulls.
No, that's a good thing. You finally got it the other way. Okay, so I have a question. Could we not? So instead of having to try and sync that cooldown, could we not just at level 40 of the building just automatically put those keys?
Yes.
Like automatically claim every task every week.
Yes.
Like when you get to level 40 of the building, just do it that way.
That would be so nice.
I know the conversation has been around, okay, how do we sync these timers?
I know.
But why don't we just take away the reason for the timer and just have it automatically happen?
Yeah. I can see why that would be a good thing, but I'll tell you, it has been frustrating. I empathize with your frustration on that. I had to skip tasks.
Yep.
I had to skip tasks.
But
just get it done.
Has that actually come up in conversation that they could just rekey the building?
Actually, no. I don't
automatically.
think. I don't think the building piece has come up with that. There was something related to the building, which was, hey, when you get to one of the generations of the building, you would include that week's keys with the building. So essentially, that first week you get a double pull, but with the understanding that you should only do the one, right? So when you get to the building level 20, it would come with a gift, plus you get your bundle that has the 7-day cooldown. Now, what would happen is some players would end up spending 2 that week, and then the next week not have one. So that was why that idea was scrapped.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But my idea of like, okay, once you get to 40, you're going to get 3 keys every week for forever. Who cares? Just have the task automatically just happen.
Yeah, that would be great.
With the building at 40.
That would be great. Okay. Daily's done. Look at that, chat. We're going to do events coming up here in just a minute. But first, we are going to do a GoWheel modification. So let's pull this up here very quickly. You guys have won because we crossed 60,000 bits. Exclamation point cheer. Or no, it's not exclamation point cheer. It's just cheer. If you guys wanted to do that. I did not turn on I did not turn on the TTS tonight. Again, remember, I'm not going to use that all the time. The TTS is primarily meant when we're doing our IRL stuff, because when we're here on this channel, you guys can do stickers. But we will be using the TTS more. So anyway, well, no, don't write cheer. What are you doing? No, I didn't mean that. I meant.
No. That's not how you. No.
Hang on.
Stop it.
Stop it,
Wait,
chat. What we're doing.
Share.
What we're doing right now is you guys have an opportunity to vote on an item that it will either be added to the GoWheel or increase its odds on the GoWheel. And I'm getting ready to start a poll. The way this works is you guys will throw out some ideas. You guys will throw out some ideas in chat, and Tarpy will curate those ideas and put them on the poll. I've got the poll ready to go. Tarpy, what is community suggestion number 1?
They want cheer.
Cheer. Got it. Cheer. I don't know what that is, but we'll go with it. What, I'm going to have to...
Pirate Yar wants the Australian version of cheer because they wrote it upside down.
The Australian version of cheer. Perhaps what that means is I will don a cheerleading outfit and go and cheer at a football game. It's like, good.
You're gonna get arrested for that. And I am not going to bail you out.
I think it'll be fine. Okay, there we go. All right, next, number 2. Cheer at a football game. What?
No.
I'm putting it on there.
Don't actually add that.
Oh, it's on there. That's what chat said that they wanted. They want me to go to cheerleading camp. Polar bear plunge. All right. Where are we doing that? I guess we'll figure that out later.
Wisconsin Dells.
Polar bear plunge in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Okay. In Wisconsin.
By the time we get to doing any of these, it will be about that time.
It'll be cold, won't it? All right. Wisconsin.
Yeah.
What's the abbreviation for Wisconsin? WI? Okay. Got it. Number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Content creator paintball war.
Nice. That's the, paintball games with Beck. All right. Number 4. What else we got here? What's number 4?
The edge walk.
Of course it is. Why can't we get away from that? Can we just get it done at this point? My God. Hey, listen.
It's only available for the next 3 weeks.
Hey, listen. I don't know. We've got 300 people in chat. We're $1,500 away. Just do it with cash. Don't even worry about the subs. We're $1,500 away. 300 people in chat. What is that? $5 a person? $5. Drop $5 and exclamation point tip. Boom, we're done. We'll get the edge walk out of the way. We'll spin the wheel, and maybe it won't even land on it. That would be fantastic. All right, number 5. Number 5. What's it going to be?
Okay. I got tagged in this. Ren Fair DJs and Griffin go to a Ren Fair dressed as furries.
First of all, what's a Ren Fair?
Exactly. You're fine. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, you'll love it.
There will be giant turkey legs.
Yeah, I have one.
Putz, you're not using your headphones today, are you?
Yeah.
No, he's not using his headphones today. We couldn't tell.
Oh my God. Juby, remind me of that next time.
Couldn't tell. All right, a Renaissance fair? I mean...
Yeah. Mad Hatter, I take 0 credit for that.
Hey,
that was in
TC.
fact Rissinger Wolf.
TC, thank you so much for your $5 dono. Hey.
And thank you for your bits earlier, Coder Foxtrot.
299 to go. 299 people drop $5. We spend that GoWheel tonight. All right? There we go. We'll do it. The Maryland Ren Fest starts in 2 weeks. Dressed as a furry.
It's about birds. Yeah, it's about birds. Wrens? Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Ohio.
I was thinking the Renaissance Fair in Waynesville, Ohio.
They have a sci-fi day, according to Vool.
Ohio doesn't exist.
Ohio's not real.
Well, this is how we can prove it does.
I would rather we didn't.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Vool agrees. There's a sci-fi day at that one.
Does it?
All right. Well, so Ren Fair as a furry. Okay.
It's about birds. It's fine. And there's definitely no LARPing.
Uh-oh. Service error. Oh, I think I need to take the word furry. It was! I had to remove the word furry from the poll. It was apparently flagged as a... It was flagged as a word. Sorry. Okay. Furry had to be removed from the poll, so it just says Ren Fair. That's hilarious. And here you go. 5 minutes are on the board. You guys have a chance to vote with your toy mice as to what is going to go on the GoWheel ad. Why? What's uh-oh? What is uh-oh? And why?
It's okay.
Every time you guys have wonderful ideas. Thad, thank you for dropping $5 into the tip jar. 298.
For everyone who's voting for Edgewalk, do we tell them about the schedule?
That's fine. We're gonna make it work.
Okay.
We're gonna figure it out. We're running out of time. If Edgewalk wins, that's why I want to spin it like now. I want to spin the wheel. Martok, thank you for $10. Oh my God, we can do it, guys. We can do it. We can do it. $1,485. $1,485 away, we spin the wheel. And here's why I want to get it done, because for the winter months, the Edgewalk is closed. So if we draw it too late, then we're gonna have to go there in March. But we still have time to make it work. Waffly says Edgewalk is still stupid.
Months, yeah, by winter months, what we mean is it actually closes at the end of August.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So they don't open until
That's
like
the
May.
beginning of Canadian winter.
The beginning of Canadian winter.
fair.
Here's the problem,
Yeah.
though. It doesn't make sense to work against it now. I feel like now you got to lean into it. It's 50%.
And go in the next 3 weeks.
No, maybe we have to go, as soon as it reopens. Maybe we'll just have to owe that one to you. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So, anywho, it doesn't look like I have to worry about it today because paintball games are currently winning. So I'm glad that the Edgewalk is not.
Ropes and climb up the side of the tower, and that way it doesn't matter if the doors from the inside are closed.
What?
Definitely not going to get arrested for that either, are we?
Canadian winter is 11 months of the year. First of all, Pirate Yar, it's scary that I was actually able to read that. All right. Second of all, is it all 11
That's
months?
true.
Is it 11 months, actually?
It's like 10 and a half.
That's
And
great.
I live north of Matters and Juby, actually. So
All right.
it's 10 and a half.
While you guys are working on your vote, I'm going to go do a few more bundle clicks real quick, if that's okay. And try to get through my daily clicks. And then we're going to take a look at a couple of these events real
Do you have
fast.
cohesion in your bundles?
Yes, I have had bundle cohesion so far today. It's been great. So nobody says we don't actually mind if you have to wait till March of next year. It just means you're going to live in terror until that time. Thanks.
Ooh, you know what?
Thanks.
We get to provide you pictures every few days of just what you get to look forward to. Or would that desensitize you? So, like, if we show you too much about the Edgewalk, will that just make you not as scared?
Corellius, thank you.
guys.
Marta, Corellius, Thad, TC doing their part. That's $25 in. Thank you so very much. Do we need to? Oh God, Lou, the giveaway. Okay, no, you don't need to be present. I forgot about that. The $2,000. But as soon as this vote is over, which it has like 1.5 minutes left, then we're going to do it. And shortly thereafter, I'm probably going to get ready to go to bed because I want to be able to get a good night's sleep. So yeah, we're winding down. We're going to do the giveaway in just a second, and then we're going to. So we're going to do GoWheel, then giveaway. I'm going to finish my daily clicks, and then we're going to go to bed. MJ says, what are we giving away? Not a whole lot. Just about $2,000 worth of STFC packs.
That's small potatoes.
Yeah, not a big deal. Not looking forward to that bill. Actually, what's getting ready to happen is I'm gonna give away all the packs. I'm gonna get my bill from Scopely, and then I'm gonna disappear. All right, I'm going to disappear, and you'll never hear from me ever again. I'm just going to stick out on the bill. Am I giving away a junker? If it exists in your store, if you've got a junker in your store, then yeah, I guess I would be. So.
Oh, did you figure out how?
TC!
I'm assuming. Oh.
TC, thank you for your $20. And guys, that puts you at 45. That puts you almost halfway to a bonus stream anyway. $75.95 and 20 cents. You're going to get to a bonus stream anyway. So thank you so much, TC. Appreciate that. If I'm going to disappear, I need to give away a lot more than 2,000. True that. True that. Coder Fox, thank you for cheering your kitty bitties. Appreciate that. Yeah, down goes Edgewalk. Look at that. Paintballing with Beck made it onto the list. So let's see. Is that one still on here or is that one getting added back? See, you guys are not playing this strategically. Paintball's not on here. So we're going to add it in. It's going to go in at like 1%. Okay. Paintball games with Beck. All right. There it is. It's saved. It's in the wheel. The odds are not good, but it is now, in fact, present, Tarpy. So it is there, and it currently has a 0.6% chance to win. 0.6%.
Meaning the odds are not in our favor.
May the odds be ever in your favor, but the odds are not good. All right. Is your Taco Bell still on there? Yes, it is. Taco Bell has a 9.6% chance still of getting rolled. All right. Oysters have a 13.5% chance still. So there are good odds here. Mimi says classic Scopely odds. I know. Very good stuff. Better odds than Fleet Command sourcing as far as officers go. Yep, maybe so. So yeah, it is. Those items are still here, and we're very, very close. We're like I said, $1,460 away, or roughly 400 subs away from being able to spin this wheel and actually go. MJ says, guys, if we get him into my Taco Bell, we're going to make him make... You're going to make me make him?
I wouldn't do that. That's a really bad idea.
I love that idea.
That's a...
MJ,
guys,
that's brilliant.
MJ...
That's a great idea. We can IRL stream from inside his Taco Bell. We're going to make the tacos. We're going to make the... Oh, my God. Documentary. It's a documentary. I see it. I see it, MJ. I see it in my head. I see it. I'm picturing it now. Ginger, thank you for your $5.
MJ, I feel compelled to warn you.
Thank you for slinging your balls.
Someone who has eaten food that DJz has touched.
Hey!
That's
now.
Not wise.
I think it'll be just fine, MJ, and I appreciate your faith in me. I would love to stand alongside you and make tacos. I would love to make tacos with you.
I am so positive. I'm full of positive energy.
That's fantastic. I'm all in. Ultra... Ultra just dropped $6.90 in and says, oh no, exchange rate me harder, daddy. Thank you.
69.
$6.90. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, 69 690 cents. Is that how you do that? Is that 690 cents? 100 cents? No. Yeah.
Yes.
Took me a second. Thank you. Appreciate that.
And you're saying Oliver has middle school orientation, or
yes? I don't need middle school. I don't need middle school anymore, guys. I'm
so
past
positive.
that. I don't need it anymore.
Full of positive energy.
Yeah, we're past that. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Yep. Don't need it. You got calculators now.
Can we give away some money now?
Yeah, I got to finish my daily clicks. Didn't I say I was going to do my daily clicks? Got to do my daily clicks.
No, you said you were going to do it after that poll ended.
So many clicks. I have all my bulk claims, and there's still so many clicks. MJ says, I'm really excited for the things people are wanting to talk about on open mic night this week. When are you doing that? I've listened to a couple of those. Those are fun. I like hearing from all the different voices. When are you doing that again? Good or bad conversation is awesome. Well, personally, I love the bad conversation. All right, I love the bad conversation. Keep it rolling. Sunday night. Okay, there you go. That'll happen this coming Sunday. Perhaps after we finish our show. Maybe we'll raid over. Maybe we'll raid over into open mic night. Is it like a normal open mic night where Dr. Juby can come in and do some bad stand-up? Is that something we can look forward to?
Juby doesn't do bad stand-up. Juby does amazing stand-up. and you're just jealous. Also, Juby gives the best hugs.
Juby does give good hugs. Who will do better in geography, Oliver or DJs? Bro, not me. Not me. That
Or spelling.
I can spell, I think. I can spell.
No, you can't.
Oliver would totally beat me in geography. There's not even a question. It's not even a question. Why did that fall out of my bulk claim? Look at that. My relativity daily gift fell out of my bulk claim. That's weird. Interesting. I don't know when that happened. See, Tarpy, this lends credence to your idea that we do need to go back. Look! We need to go back in and check our bulk claims every now and then just for some little gremlins. You never know what could happen. Do I have a relativity? No, actually, I don't. But, funny story, the game still thinks I do, which is why I can't earn another one. Okay. The game still thinks I do, which is why I can't actually earn another one. It's a pain in the yin yang.
The Sigma Commander credits in the Commander Command Center refinery.
Yep.
It'd be great if those would stay in the bulk claim.
Yeah, those fall out too. Yeah, I've noticed that.
And that's always been that way since that was put in there. Which is just kind of infuriating.
But the level of my ship changed to 0. No, it still says tier 15. Look. It still says tier 15 relativity. It still thinks I have it maxed. But, what are you going to do?
Relatively infuriating.
Ha! Oh, sorry, wrong button.
So how about now? Can we give away money now?
Yes. All right, let's give away some money. Ladies and gentlemen, let me save the wheel. Let's put this away. It is time. You guys worked for 3 whole months. Thank you. I can't say this enough. Thank you guys so very much for your incredible, amazing support and keeping this channel a verified partner plus with Twitch for another entire year. Thank you. You deserve all the accolades. Thank you. Absolutely incredible. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed earlier, I'm going to raise the table a little bit. I fixed the neon light. It's lighting up now. And I fixed the remote. Check it out. I fixed the remote. So the neon is working again. Name? Yes.
Did you put batteries in it?
I did put batteries in it.
Or is it the other one?
No, it just needed batteries.
Oh.
Where's Oliver's neon? Yeah, Night Diver. Yeah. It wouldn't turn on. It wouldn't turn on. So that was the problem. Coder Foxtrot says I don't have PayPal, so there should be a credit card link in there if you're trying to do exclamation point tip. And thank you so much. And by the way, listen, hey, if you don't want to use PayPal, exclamation point Venmo. We've got a Venmo in here too. Exclamation point Venmo. You do that, and that'll come through, and I will. I'll watch for that. So thank you so much. I appreciate you actually trying to make an effort on that. Thank you so much. Did I fix the doorknob? Doorknob's fine. The doorknob was never broken. Did I break? I didn't break Oliver's light. It's just in the house. You're talking about the bikini neon from KJ? Yeah, I took it in the house. I'm gonna hang it up in the living room. I'm gonna hang it up in the living room. Do I have a Cash App? Weird. Yeah, I got a Cash App too. Hold on. Let's see. I think I have a Cash App that's public. Let me make sure.
Don't worry. Everything you have is public. You've seen to that several times.
Let's see. Where do you find the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. It just says UltimatDJz. There you go. It's just $UltimatDJz for Cash App. There's a Venmo. I'm pretty sure in the Twitch chat you can actually do Venmo. So there's exclamation point Venmo, exclamation point PayPal. I've never done the thing for Cash App, but there's the square if you want that. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. That's super kind of you. Thank you guys also very much. I appreciate it. If we they all count. We can all get there. We can all get to the GoWheel. I'm so excited to get to the GoWheel. I want to do it. Okay. Vic says, can I get one of those irresistible battle passes? Sure. All right. Let me check all my things. I'm ready to go, I believe.
So the other thing that people generally ask when we have these giveaways is, can this be for M94 content?
Oh, of course.
Rather.
Oh, yeah. Listen, M93 ends in a day. All right. So, yeah, it's not going to even happen. It won't even happen. Like, I've already done it for this month. So it's going to be for next month. Okay. It'll be for next month. Very quickly. Hold on. Let me make sure all my sizes are set up. All right. I guess that's going to work. Okay. I can't zoom in anymore because where I had to make 3 winners this time, Jules never designed it for it to have 3 winners. So, like, it spreads really, really wide, and I can't zoom in very much more. But anyway, there it is. Guys, thank you. What? Are you dying?
Yeah, a little bit. Just talking about Jules not designing something to spread wide. It's fine.
Yeah, phrasing. Harpy has a dirty mind. Phrasing.
Hey, just give away the money already, and I'll stop making bad jokes.
Okay. I had to make it so it would spread really wide. Was I the
give away the dang money?
Hold on, I will in a second. Was I the last? I want to check this. Was I the last content creator to submit for M93? I'm going to look. Well, hell, yes, I was. I was. Dang it. Shoot. Hey, thank you. I'm not going to read your name because that looks like a real name. We just got $5 in Cash App. Thank you so much. Heart. I'm going to give you a heart. Thank you so very much. Okay, here we go. Time to do the giveaway, Tarpy. Let me find something really cinematic and exciting. For 3 months, the community grueled and worked and pushed. I'm number 1 to 300 Partner Plus program points. We did it 3 months in a row, which allows us to continue the amazing contests, giveaways. This one right here, a $2,000 STFC pack giveaway. Your guys' amazing support lets us do that, and I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so very much.
Energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all so very much. We're going to press the button, and we're going to draw. Here we go.
That's a big one right there. That's impressively large.
All right, here we go. I don't remember. Okay, here we go.
Just press it once.
If you guys will remember, I pressed it one time. If you guys will remember, this is how it works. It's going to pick 11 people. Those 11 people will all win something. They will all win something. But the grand prize winners will be listed at the very top. Here are our finalists. Open it, then later I can claim ignorance, right? Wow. And Alicia. Gabe is Days, Carillius, Lasik, Calamdori, Lasik, Shelby, and Alicia, Mr. Brat, and Lost in 73. Congratulations. You guys have all won at least a $100 pack. Draven says, how does it pick these people? I don't know the science behind it. Yes, Scalyback, 11 people because we've got 8 winners. The first place winner is going to win $500. The second place winner is going to win $400. Third place wins $300. And then 4 through 11 wins $100.
Is Andalicia here?
I don't know if Andalicia's here right now. Now, you guys are saying, how does she show up? Why is Lost in on there? Because every single ticket entry, yeah, there can be multiples. There can be, because it only takes 1 ticket to win. The more odds, the more tickets you have, the better your odds are. So, yeah, no, that's absolutely, this is how it's always been. You guys know this is how it's always been. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's find out. New people, says Asian Boy. Yeah, so it's 1 ticket per entry. Let's see how he do it. Night Diver says, how do we join? We already joined Night Diver. This was a 3-month promotion. Now, if you want to join for our next contest, which is going on right now, literally with the exact same scoring metrics, we are giving away a free cabin cruise on Star Trek The Cruise 10, Night Diver. How do you get subbed? How do you get entered? You can do it by gifting subs. You can do it by out-of-pocket subbing to the channel, but you can also do it free with your Amazon Prime sub. You can do it for free by typing !address and sending a self-addressed stamped postcard to the P.O. Box. No purchase necessary. I'm telling you right now, Zed. No purchase necessary. You can send a postcard. You can also support through YouTube membership. You can also support through our Patreon. Any way that you support Talking Trek and any of our properties, official rules are at UltimatDJz.com. UltimatDJz.com have the official rules for you to go and win yourself a free cabin cruise, and that is the contest that is happening now and is going through let's see, July, August, and September, right? So we're drawing for that after September 30th. So that contest is going on right now. If you want to give 10 subs, that's 20 tickets into the contest. If you
Doesn't that one also have a cash prize?
Yes, we're giving away $1,000 with that one also. Yeah, so it's a cruise plus $1,000. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's finish this. Grand prize winners. This one doesn't sound right. I want more dramatics. More dramatics. There we go. Here are your top 11 finalists. And yo, Coder Fox, thank you. Look, Coder Fox just dropped a gifted sub. That's 2 tickets into the cruise. You just got 2 tickets. That easy. You're entered twice to win a free cruise. How about that? All right, let's find out who our big winners tonight are going to be. 500, 400, 300. Tobias, thank you for your 7-month resub. With Tier 1, there's 2 tickets into the contest. See, super easy. That's how it works. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just scroll up. Let's find out the big winners tonight. Congratulations. You can't see because chat's on. Chat off. Why did they show up small? I didn't mean for it to show up small. Can you guys see that? Congratulations, Callum Dory, our grand prize winner for $500. Shelby winning 2nd place at $400. And congratulations to you, LASIK, in our live studio audience. LASIK, you won $300. Look, LASIK, you won $300. And by the way, now you know what I'm talking about because it got so wide, Tarpy. Normally I just I'm over here in this section, but now I had to spread it out to the right. Yeah, that was not even dramatic music. Why was it so sad? Give me something exciting. This playlist sucks tonight. All right. So there you go. So let's do the math on this. Callum Dory won 500. Shelby won 400. LASIK won 300. Right there's $1,200. Then we come down to the list. And Alicia won $300. Lost in, Brat, Shelby, Carillius. Gabe is Dazed each earned $100, and LASIK earned another $100. So LASIK actually won $400 instead of $300. Congratulations, everybody. That's amazing. I'm gonna take screenshots so that we know everybody who won. And you guys can message me on Discord so that you guys can claim your prizes. This will be for M94 content. Congratulations again, everybody.
Do you want to give them a deadline?
Yes, my deadline is Friday of week 2. So you would have to get me your stuff. When does the arc start? The arc starts on Thursday the 20th, right? So you have to get me your stuff by August 28th. That's your deadline. August the 28th. Okay? congratulations. I'll need your name or your screen name, your player ID, your ops level, and the packs that you want, which that's right. We'll have to decide what's in the packs before you can decide. And that's why I say it'll be the 28th. It'll be week 2. All right. It'll be the week 2. So you'll have 8 days to examine everything that's in it. Enterprise says, well, should I be G6 before M94? Yes, you should be. Yes, you should be. The battle pass looks amazing. All right. Well, there you go. Congratulations, everybody. That's super exciting. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all of your love, support. We appreciate it. Partner Plus program is satisfied for yet another year. So that is amazing and great. And I'm so grateful to you guys. You have no idea. That takes so much pressure off, and it lets us do such amazing, wonderful things for you guys. So thank you so very, very much. The time is 11:42 p.m. Eastern time. Tarpy, do we have anything else that we can quickly cover in the next couple of minutes, or just maybe do a Q&A? We'll have to come back to the open armadas a little bit later.
Stream schedule.
Okay.
So you're going to definitely not surprise people potentially tomorrow.
True.
Maybe not. Who knows?
I'm going to do my best to surprise everybody.
Okay.
What is with this playlist tonight? You know what? Here, I'm going to turn on something different. Let's see what this is. Enterprise says, do I want to hear a cool story from your vacation this week? Well, hell yeah. I love cool stories from vacation. That'd be great. Waffly.
By the way, do you have call-ins on still?
Not that I know of, do I? Are call-ins still on?
Yeah.
Really? Who's in the call-ins?
Nobody's in the call-ins, but me and other people have been seeing hey, you can request to be on the stream.
No, I didn't turn on call-ins.
Well, apparently you did.
You know what? It's probably still on from yesterday. I probably never turned it off.
Yeah.
All right, I just now turned it off. Sorry about that.
There you go. Thank you. Because it was giving me the call-in option.
Sorry, guys.
And I was confused because I thought it was the knock to join the stream. But
I'm so sorry. I apologize. No, that wasn't supposed to be on. That was probably on still from last time.
DJ.
What
is wrong with you?
Obviously, many things.
So,
Waffly, thank you for the 210 stream streak. You are amazing. Thank you so very much. That's incredible.
Dude, he even watched on the cruise. You weirdo.
Yes, he did. He tuned in on the cruise to keep his streak alive. It's awesome.
How did your internet support that, man?
Oh, well, you only have to be on for 5 minutes. That's all you need to keep a streak.
Or you know what? Maybe he got off on all of the port days and then watched in the 48-hour
I'm telling you, man, the internet was bad yesterday. It was. Or yesterday. Also yesterday, but bad last year, too. All right.
So, okay.
So tomorrow night is Studio B. We're going to try to do that. Yeah, we're going to try to do a B. Try to do a B tomorrow.
Okay.
Thursday, pod, right?
Okay. Yep.
Friday, movie night.
Okay.
Saturday, B.
Okay.
Sunday, Fleet Command stream.
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to commit to right now.
Okay.
We'll see.
With Arcfall being next Thursday, generally you have been doing Tuesday night streams before that.
Yes, we'll still do a Tuesday night stream. We'll do our Tuesday night stuff because hopefully the preview will be out. We'll defer to the Warp Drive 5 and the Indominus STFCers on Wednesday night. Thursday, we'll do a Talking in Cars.
Inglorious.
What did I say?
Indominus.
The Indominus STFCers?
Yeah.
The Inglorious STFCers next Wednesday night.
Miss Indominus Prime.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, that's a loose schedule for next week. Can I commit to collecting my gifts on Pokemon Go between streams? Yes, I'll do it. I'll collect.
Oh, goodness.
I'll collect my Pokemon Go gifts. I'll do it tonight. You got it?
Please send more.
I don't have any because I have no Pokestops where I live.
Well, the whole point of that game, sir, is to not have a leg full of Gorn.
Yeah, well, what do you do if you have a leg full of Gorn? Enterprise writes, I went to STLV last week. Dude, that's amazing.
Hey.
While I was there, I got to meet John Delancey.
Did you try and kill him with salad?
Shut it. And he asked me what I did for a living. After I told him what my company produced, he actually knew the wine that I helped to make. Oh, that's great. That's not where that story was going, I thought. So I'm really glad to hear that. That's great. So he knew of your company. That's incredible. I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that story. So I prefer your story. I prefer your story better. Thank you. That's amazing. John Delancey's a great guy. He's a great guy.
I just remember sitting on the cruise the day after you tried to kill him.
I didn't try.
You don't try to kill him.
I did not try. What is happening right now? I did not try to kill him.
Anyway, so the day after that, we were all just like sitting by the talking Trek table for like an hour, and he just parks right in front of the table and waits and waits. And I was texting you and Griffin the whole time, like, hey, John Delancey, right here. What are you doing? And
yeah, he wanted to chat.
And
he wanted to chat.
I thought he was coming to serve you, papers.
Yeah, he was giving me the business card for his lawyer. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all whispering to each other, like, hey, that's John Delancey.
Charlotte.
Got a free autograph for you, DJs. Attached to a paper is there.
Yeah, that's right. It's his autograph on this legal summons. Hey, Chala, send me a friend request in Pogo. I'll be happy to do it. You need my friend code? I'll pull it up. I don't remember what my friend code is.
I was gonna say, I will send friend requests to people slowly, but I won't post my friend code.
Oh,
so,
I don't care.
If you message me on Discord.
So when we were playing in Chicago and I had my friend code on screen, I'm pretty sure I have random people from all over the world.
Yeah, well, I friended people from raids from all over the world, which was really cool. Yeah, I do. When it's stuff like that, because there's
all right, get out your phone, Chala. I'm gonna put up my QR or my code, and you can just scan it right off the stream, and then we're gonna end because we're right on time. Any other questions or anything else that we can do for you guys tonight?
So on Thursday, so I just want to give people a little bit of a heads up. Think about your outposts, because one of the things that I want us to do on Thursday is kind of talk about outpost crewing.
Yeah.
Because that was a request.
It was.
So I would like people to think about their outpost crewing, if they have any questions, that kind of thing, because that's what will be on the docket for Thursday.
To loot crew or not to loot crew? Those are the two questions.
And what's the... how do you get the most loot out of Outpost? And do you want to?
Loot crew.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yes, I saw the mega finale for GoFest is coming. I've been a little less active since I've been home because there's nothing around my house.
And you have Gorn growing in your leg.
And I've had Gorn growing in my leg. Put it back up.
Have they done anything?
Yeah, I've got a follow-up appointment this Thursday.
Okay.
They set it after midnight to see what happens.
Yeah, we poured water on it. We'll see what happens. Okay, there you guys go. All right, cool. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate your help on bingo tonight. Thank you. Congratulations to our big winners tonight on the $2,000 Partner Plus giveaway. Don't forget, doing the exact same things. Continuing to support the channel allows us to do amazing things like we are doing right now, giving away a cruise aboard the 10-year anniversary of Star Trek The Cruise. Star Trek The Cruise 10 set sail out of New Orleans, Louisiana in February of 2027. We're going to be there, and we're inviting you to come along with us. Visit StarTrekTheCruise.com for information on that cruise, and be sure to gift subs, join our Patreon, join our YouTube membership to increase your odds at winning. Exclamation point address for you to send a postcard for entries as well. You guys send those postcards. No purchase is necessary to enter this contest. We appreciate you guys and all of your support. Thank you to our Patreon subscribers listed on your screen as well, including all of our new followers and subscribers and gift drafters and top cheerers right here during this wonderful month of August. Thank you guys so very, very much. I am UltimatDJz for Griffin, Tarpey, Matters, Karkin, Putz, and all the rest. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to our show here tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Be sure to visit us at UltimatDJz.com for links to all of our socials and our merch store and so much other stuff. Did anybody actually listen to all that? That was crazy. Good night, everybody. Love you, man. Bye-bye.